Hello.
Hi, Freddie. Freddie, good to see you, man.
Good afternoon.
Hello, Freddie. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good to see every one of you.
All right, we'll kick off in the next 3 minutes, just settling in, and then we'll kick off this webinar. Just waiting for some of our panelists to come on.
Hey, David, it'll be much easier when Ash puts a satellite in space and gives everybody in Papua New Guinea free internet.
Well, yes, that's what we discussed that. We discussed that one. We said, man, we should get our own satellite. So everybody who's a founder can hook up. No problems with internet connections. Yeah. Man, it was a powerful webinar on Friday morning. Gee. Just got blown away. It's a historical moment.
Unbelievable. And that's only one product.
Yes, it is. Powerful.
Only one.
All right. I think we'll kick off from here. We'll start. I'll just welcome everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is our Papua New Guinea webinar. My name is David Bakau. I'm one of the council leadership member here with ONPASSIVE, and also the country leader here. And those people you see in your screen are the panelists for this webinar. So we will be exchanging discussions and sharing our story. But our guest speaker for this webinar is Mr. Mike Ellis, none other than Mike Ellis, our mentor. A lot of our Papua New Guineans go onto YouTube and listen to his video and get a lot of information out from him. So we're glad that Mike has made himself available and to come on to our webinar this afternoon. It's Sunday afternoon here in Papua New Guinea, 2 o'clock, just past 2. And most of our people are in church and they are coming back from church, so they should be joining us later on. But otherwise, just for your information, please, if you're coming on, mute yourself. And when you're given the mic to speak, you can unmute yourself. At this stage, whatever we're going to discuss here is basically ONPASSIVE, the business, and how or what ONPASSIVE will be able to do to our lives and to the internet space. And I will let Mike explain that. And all of us will be basically tuning in and sharing our story later on from the Papua New Guinea perspective, how ONPASSIVE was accepted into Papua New Guinea and how people view ONPASSIVE as those founders who have joined already and seen what the benefits are in the business and the company. And we're so glad that we are part of this great company. So without taking a lot of your time, I will pass it on to Mike Ellis, our guest speaker. He can speak as long as you like, Mike. This is your moment and your time, so share as much as you can and how you join ONPASSIVE and where we are now. Thank you, Mike.
Yeah, no, thank you, David. To start with, I want to give a shout out to Nancy and wish her well, get better soon, and hopefully the next time I come on, you'll be here. You're a powerhouse, and when you're not here, we always miss you. I want to talk a little bit about Papua New Guinea before I get into ONPASSIVE. This really is a joy for me to come on and be able to talk to our brothers and sisters in Papua New Guinea. I've followed you all since David got in at the very beginning. And what I've seen is really extraordinary, what you all have done and what you're doing, changing one life at a time, bringing people in and giving them an understanding that there is a way to build wealth. There is a way to take care of those financial bottom line, and doing that one person at a time. And what I'm seeing, and Marty's seeing the same thing, you're not just changing a single life. You're literally going to change Papua New Guinea. And over time, and I don't think it's going to take that much time, there's just going to be a totally different mindset about building wealth and leaving a legacy to your family. And that's what ONPASSIVE is all about. ONPASSIVE is about building wealth. That's why we're here. That's how we're changing lives initially. After that, we do more things than that, but actually giving people a way forward to build wealth online and develop that financial bottom line so that we just don't think about finances. And if you've never been there and you're participating with ONPASSIVE, when you get there, it's a really, really good feeling. I think everybody is absolutely going to love that. So I'm going to get into ONPASSIVE a little bit and kind of tell you what they're doing today. Marty and I, we've been on ONPASSIVE for about 2 years, and it has changed. Ash Mufareh, who is the CEO, the visionary, the brain trust behind ONPASSIVE, the vision has just grown. And as ONPASSIVE's vision has grown, so has ours. And today I'm going to give you a reason to actually start dreaming again, because when you start to think about ONPASSIVE and what they're doing, it truly is remarkable. ONPASSIVE is a massive company right now, and there are a lot of moving parts to ONPASSIVE. And Ash Mufareh has built everything in ONPASSIVE with his tech team in Bangalore and Hyderabad, India. And these individuals, they're really, really good, really, really bright men and women that are developing the products of ONPASSIVE. And ONPASSIVE is an AI IT company, artificial intelligence informational technology company. And although there are a lot of moving parts in ONPASSIVE, you don't have to be a tech geek to come in and do very, very well with ONPASSIVE. As Ash was developing ONPASSIVE, yes, the company has a lot of moving parts. Yes, it's extremely complicated. But those individuals that are coming in and participating with ONPASSIVE, it's very, very simple. And Ash did that on purpose. He wanted to create something as people came on and started a business that they had a way forward, a very, very simple way forward to develop wealth. And he has succeeded in that. And I'm going to talk about a couple of things, a couple of concepts today. And most of you who are in ONPASSIVE and participating, you've heard a lot of this. But those individuals that are new, you're just exploring ONPASSIVE, and you're trying to decide if this is right for you. This webinar really is for you. It's to give you a way forward, to understand what's happening, and to show you that yeah, ONPASSIVE was not only made for myself and David and the other leaders from Papua New Guinea that are here, but it was made for you. So let's get into these 4 concepts just very, very quickly, and it'll show you exactly what ONPASSIVE is doing. To start with, as you come in and you start a business with ONPASSIVE, it is a self-funding business. And when I heard this, I absolutely loved the thought of a self-funding business. I've been doing this for about 15 years. And the businesses that I've been in the past, they were not self-funding. They would take money from you month after month after month after month, and they would literally just milk you dry. They would take everything with very, very little return with those businesses. That is not ONPASSIVE. ONPASSIVE, you will come in, you will pay once, you will never have to go out of pocket again. Absolutely love that about ONPASSIVE. The next one is forced success. And I don't know anybody that doesn't love that term, forced success. But very, very few people know what that is. And I was just like you when I first heard it. Well, that sounds really, really good, but what is it? What is forced success? And all it means is ONPASSIVE is going to force you to develop wealth. That's it. It really is that simple. And that's why we're all here, to develop wealth, whatever that means to you. With ONPASSIVE, again, there is a way forward to actually do that. The next two are product and customer. And as I start to talk about customer and product, I really want to give you an idea of what ONPASSIVE is doing for us, because this is where the rubber meets the road. This is where it gets very interesting for all of us out there. And I want to tell you what ONPASSIVE is doing. As we come in and we participate with ONPASSIVE, ONPASSIVE is going to do a couple of things for us immediately. Initially, as we come in, they're going to build a marketing system for us using the tools of ONPASSIVE. And the tools of ONPASSIVE, again, they're AI, artificial intelligence, and informational technology. And these tools are the best of the best. They're built from the ground up. They're proprietary. They're cutting edge. They're better than anything else online. And what ONPASSIVE is going to do is they're going to go to the IT products, the informational technology products, and they're going to take some products and they're going to build a marketing system for each and every one of us. That's the start of ONPASSIVE for us. And as they do that, Ash and his team is going to go back into the bucket of tools, and they're going to pull another tool out, and that tool is traffic. And ONPASSIVE is better than anybody I've ever seen at driving traffic. And if you've been online any amount of time, or you've been in business offline, and I don't care what that business is, getting good eyes in front of what you're doing, good qualified eyes that are interested in what you have, it's really, really a hard thing to do. And ONPASSIVE is going to start driving traffic for all of us. Now, ONPASSIVE is primarily a customer-based business. So when they start driving traffic, it's going to be customers. Yes, we have the privilege of coming in and participating with ONPASSIVE and everything in ONPASSIVE. But as they start to drive traffic for us, they're primarily going to be bringing in customers. And customers will come in because the tools are superior. They're better than anything out there. And Ash released the first one last Friday. David talked about it a little bit, Academy. It was awesome. And the market, by the way, is about it's about 225 billion revenue in that particular market. That's a sidetrack. Let me get back onto what they're doing. So they're going to start driving traffic, and this traffic will be customers. They will come in, and a certain portion of those people will land underneath us. And as they come in and pay for the products of ONPASSIVE, there will be a monthly fee, and that's how we get paid. We get paid off of the volume that lands on our team. Now, I've had people come to me and say, well, Mike, that's nice, but they're going to give us a little traffic. We're going to get a few customers and we'll get a little bit of money. And it's just not the case. When you start to understand the magnitude of ONPASSIVE and the sheer volume that they're going to be doing, you're going to understand that lives will be changed. And I'll give you a couple examples of that. About 6 months ago, Ash decided to drive some traffic, and his goal was to get 1 million opt-ins. And he didn't put a time frame on it. It could have been 3 months, 6 months, a year. He did not put a time frame on it. And they just turned on the spigots and started driving traffic. And in 4 days, they got 1 million opt-ins. And if you know anything about traffic, getting eyes in front of what you're doing, that's extraordinary. Marty, Dan, and I, we've been driving traffic for a long time, and they make us look like paupers. What Ash and his team does, it's awesome to watch. And what that says for us is the amount of traffic that's going to be coming in and the amount of volume that's going to be landing underneath you. It's going to be a fun thing to watch. It's going to be extraordinary. Marty and I, we kind of sit up a little higher because we've been in ONPASSIVE for so long, and we see what's coming. And once we convey to people what's coming, they get really, really excited. So traffic is a really, really big thing. The next one is customers, and customers is the key to anything. You can have you know, you can have a beautiful website, but if you can't get eyes in front of it, customers that come in are there because they want to be there, and they're there because they're interested in what you have. Customer is king. And when we put the product and the customer together, when we put a product together that is better than anything online, and we think about the customer, it's going to make their life easier. It's going to make their bottom line better. And as they come in and use the products of ONPASSIVE, they will never leave. Why is that important to you and I? It's important because when the customer really loves where they're at and they never leave, that makes our income a residual income. And that's where we all want to be, because that's how you build wealth. You have to build that residual income to actually start building wealth. If you take these 4 concepts and just ponder them, get them in your mind and understand how they work together: self-funding, forced success, product, customer, you're going to start to understand how this is going to benefit you, and how ONPASSIVE has put a system together that's 100% automated. That's so important with ONPASSIVE. You know, Marty and I, we've done this a long time, and the hardest thing for us was to bring people in that we knew were never going to be successful. And they weren't going to be successful because it's extremely hard to transfer the skill sets that we've learned. It takes years, and most people aren't patient enough to learn the skill sets they need to be successful online. ONPASSIVE has developed this system for everybody, whether you've been online 5 minutes or 5 years. This was built for everybody to succeed, and that's where the forced success comes in. And as we look at it, 100% automated, you just don't have to have tremendous technical understanding to come in, participate with ONPASSIVE, use a 100% automated system to start building wealth for you. So how do we all come into ONPASSIVE? Today, there is a founder position. It is a $97 position. You come in and you pay it, and it locks you into the company of ONPASSIVE. This is all the $97 does. It locks you into the company of ONPASSIVE. It locks you into the pay structure of ONPASSIVE. There are some advantages to becoming a founder, and some tangible advantages to becoming a founding member. If you're a founder, you can actually start building a team before we launch to the world. And that is in progress right now. We will launch to the world this year, and it is in progress today. But one of the advantages of being a founder is you can actually build a team. Why would you want to do that? It cuts time frames. And whatever your goal is, whatever that number is in the back of your head that you want to make, by sharing ONPASSIVE with other people and building a team, it will cut time frames for you, and you'll get to that place where you just don't think about finances anymore. Now, we will all get there. That's why this magnificent business has been built by Ash Mufareh. We will all get there because it is 100% automated. But if you are a builder, if you have that inclination, do it, because it'll get you to that place where you just don't worry about money. Now, as ONPASSIVE launches to the world, one other thing about the founding position, we're in the process of getting into the soft launch, and the way it's going to roll out: soft launch, hard launch. And on the soft launch, as Ash releases different products, the founding people are going to be able to see that. But it's even more important than that, because Ash Mufareh and his team is actually going to start building your team. He's going to start bringing in additional founders for your team. Again, when you bring in an additional founder, it's another stream of revenue. It cuts time frames. It's a really, really good thing. Those are just 2 things that are a massive advantage of becoming a founding member. There are more, but I won't go into them today. So the founding position, really a great position to come in, lock your position, not only in the company, but the pay structure. So as ONPASSIVE launches to the world, how do we all come into ONPASSIVE? We all come into ONPASSIVE as customers, and there will be one membership level. We will have to come in and pay that. I think it's going to be right around $200. I don't know. Ash hasn't shared that with us. That's just my thoughts. But as we do that, we come in, we pay the $200, and then you go into the back office, you click a button, you become a reseller of the IT products. That's the process we have to go through as ONPASSIVE launches to the world. Don't let independent resale of the IT product scare you. You don't have to sell anything. There are no qualifications in ONPASSIVE. You don't have to sell. You don't have to share. You don't have to recruit. You just have to come in, participate. And ONPASSIVE, when they build that marketing platform for us, we're actually going to put them to work, and ONPASSIVE is going to go to work for each and every one of us. But let's back up to the membership level. That is the fee you will pay once. You will never have to go out of pocket again. And it really is ingenious, and it's because of the way ONPASSIVE is structured, not only the company, but the pay structure of ONPASSIVE. And I can't get into the pay structure because it is proprietary and this is an open forum, but I can tell you, Marty and I have had a chance to look at parts of it. It really is extraordinary. And I can tell you, every founder that is on this webinar today, there are going to be things happening in your life that maybe you never even dreamt of. If you had an idea of a perfect lifestyle, kind of multiplied by 10, that's how good the pay structure of ONPASSIVE is, even though we can't talk about it today. And obviously, as Ash gives us the go ahead, I'll come on and share the whole thing with you. When I do, you won't sleep for probably a week. That's how good it is. But as we come in and we become members of ONPASSIVE, customers, and then independent resellers, the IT products, it sets up everything for ONPASSIVE to go to work for all of us with 100% automated system to actually give you a way forward to start building wealth. And as we think about that, I always want to bring volume into the equation, because volume is really, really important for all of us, because that's how our business grows. That's how we get paid. And today we're doing a webinar with Zoom. And Zoom is a behemoth online. They have a net worth or their annual revenue, I think it is. Marty knows a little bit more about that than I do. But I think it's $139 billion a year. So they're a big dog. They pull in a lot of money. But I want to talk about the products of ONPASSIVE. ONPASSIVE, as they launch to the world, will have a webinar platform. This platform is proprietary. It's built from the ground up. It's cutting edge technology. It is better than anything that's out there. When you look at the Zoom webinar, it is old technology. I mean, it's ancient. Ash did a webinar Friday. David was there, and there were 10,000 people there, and it worked horribly. Marty knows the behind the scenes on that, but it was just horrible. ONPASSIVE will come out with their webinar service, and Zoom today has tens of millions of people that pay for that webinar service. As ONPASSIVE comes out with their webinar service, I believe in a year's time, I'm not sure Zoom will even be in business. And what that says is tens of millions of customers from Zoom are going to come over and use the webinar product of ONPASSIVE. Why? Because it's superior. It's easier to use. And if you're in business, it'll make your bottom line better. You can do so many things with that webinar product. And ONPASSIVE, at the end of that year, I believe they would be a unicorn company. And that's a company that has a value of $1 billion. Again, this is all about volume. Hundreds of millions of people coming into ONPASSIVE for one product. ONPASSIVE becoming a unicorn company in 1 year, which is a company that has a value of $1 billion. That's one product. When we think about the day ONPASSIVE launches and we add all the other portfolios of products that ONPASSIVE has, and there are a bunch of them. And by the way, those are going to be coming out daily and weekly now. And as they do, we're going to introduce them to everybody. But as they launch day one, and we don't know that date yet, but it's approaching quickly, ONPASSIVE will be a unicorn company day one, much less in a year's time. Neither one of those have ever been done before. There's never been a company that has actually launched and been a unicorn company in a year. ONPASSIVE, as they launch, will be a unicorn company day one. Now, why is that so important to us? The amount of volume that ONPASSIVE, the amount of customers that ONPASSIVE is going to be bringing in for you and I is going to be unprecedented. The world has never seen what ONPASSIVE is going to be doing as they launch to the world. There's going to be an explosion. It will go viral. and the amount of people that will be coming in because the products are that good and that superior, it bodes so well for us, because as those customers come in, they land under each and every one of us. We get a percentage of that. And as that volume grows, so does your income. And so does that point where all of a sudden you're not worried about finances. ONPASSIVE is here to help you and I. It's here to help you and I build wealth. And as I look at ONPASSIVE, as I look at the evolution of ONPASSIVE, as I look at what's happened with ONPASSIVE, it's real today. It's ready to go. And Ash is starting the process of rolling ONPASSIVE out, not only to the founders, but to the world. This year is going to be a very, very exciting year for all of us. Our team in Papua New Guinea, believe me, we talked about coming out and visiting. That's going to happen sooner than you think. It's going to be a really, really fun time. You know, Ash has an acronym that he uses for ONPASSIVE, and it really is apropos, and it's CATMO. A lot of you have heard CATMO. If you're new and you haven't, the C stands for Complete Digital System. It's a complete digital system online. You don't need to go anywhere else with the things that you need. And this is for personal use and business use. That's how big ONPASSIVE is. A is for automation. Again, 100% automated. They use the IT tools that we come in and purchase as we pay the membership fee, because we get all the tools of ONPASSIVE. They put together a marketing system for us, and then it's lights out. They start driving traffic. T is for traffic. Obviously, traffic, very, very important. M is for money. That's why we're all here, really, is to build, take care of that bottom line, money. And O is for ONPASSIVE. ONPASSIVE is a completely global company. David has a global audience today. We're all over the world, all four corners of the world. It is unlimited. We are never going to tell you how much you can make or can't make. The sky is the limit, and you can make as much as you can dream about. There are no limitations. There are no caps, and there are no qualifications. I talked about this earlier. You don't have to sell. You don't have to share. You really don't have to do anything to qualify to get paid. That's very, very rare online. AI makes all of this possible. Artificial intelligence. When you connect the artificial intelligence with the marketing funnel we're all going to have, it's going to do extraordinary things for all of us. And then always keep in mind, 100% automated. ONPASSIVE, this is what it is. It's a short preview for you all. I recommend everybody continue to explore ONPASSIVE, because it just gets better and better and better. Marty and I have been in here for 2 years, and I don't know a week that's gone back where we've just kind of sat back and, well, I didn't think it could get better than it is, but it is. And that's just what Ash does. It just gets better and better and better. It was made for you and I to succeed. And I believe if you come in, pay the $97, become a founding member, you just put yourself in a perfect position to win. And that's what Marty and I want to see. We not only want to see Papua New Guinea win, we want to see the whole world win and lives change, because in the end, that's what we do. We change lives. It's what David is doing. It's what Nancy's doing. It's what his leadership team is doing. We're changing lives, and that's just a really, really cool thing to see. David, Marty, I'm going to hand it back over to you. And if there are questions, we're here to answer any questions you might have. Go ahead, David.
Thank you very much, Mike. That was awesome. Awesome. Thank you. I believe all our participants here have received that message. It's simplified and clear for us. All of us understand that. I will just speak in Pidgin for some of the people who are back in the villages listening in on their boom boxes. As I said earlier, we have 2 groups, as I know, and there's another group of mothers down in Leh in Butibam village. They are also listening in. They're doing the same thing, getting in front of a small mobile phone and hooking it up on a Bluetooth to a speaker so that all of them can listen in. So That's how we are doing it. And we see our numbers are on 132, 33, but we have more who are listening from the background. So thank you very much, Mike. Mitok salo iplol line domilong. Papua New Guinea plus tap long place. And this company ONPASSIVE, I'm on information technology company or some IT company, by Mitok computer company. So you start na you harem now. I'm on leader me and Mike Ellis, and become one time you this business. I mean on hard business. And simple tasol. You know me to plan no long computer. And work plan mitula paying tasol registration fee $97. Tasol inside long kina blowing you me and by 390 kina. So you pay him this plan now and you register and you come up as a founder member. And you buy him this position of founder. Time you buy him finish. And now you sit down tasol, now you wait tasol company and we start long working more work. We play some last Friday tasol and we release him finish web page blangam go and start long internet now. So you like find him ONPASSIVE and you can go inside online sawe long or pigni sawe long website address or by type him in www.onpassive.com. So at the time you type in this plan, now you go inside and by you look him all get the story belong this company ONPASSIVE all get the information and stuff inside. Now you like sawe one kind company and by you can look inside kissing one plus sawe mangi go to school and can redeem na explain mo kata something like you. So me talk thank you long you plan online you look inside long front long here and most all panelists all come all staff and you may got more than 500,000 man Mary only join him this company finish inside long ground and you missed out some 212 country 212 country only staff now me plug some 510,000 now inside lot this business or company or call him ONPASSIVE. Now you come in, now you join or some founder and you come up with some partner blood this CEO. Now you can stop inside, you may pay him the registration money now company by making all that work. Now you know me and me to plug and kiss him pay lot this now one em dreaman blow you me or one em kind something or need you me got long him and this money you me kiss him now and we can help him sit down blow you or some family. Now and can help him you long help him all family blow you too inside long community. So one em kind or something where you may need him long or some you may like one plus school or one plus house sick or this kind something where now you may say tight him go long way. Okay, you got delete money now you can build him this school or this house sick inside long place or you can help him school or build him classroom or build him one staff house long or workman blood school inside long place blue so all you can stop inside long place now can teach. So this company now and me open door long Yumi or gata long come inside now Yumi can sim legally halve him long side long money na two awesome all big company before all is away come up some Facebook Yumi saw long na Google Yumi saw long all big technology company. That's all you know giving Yumi this opportunity long come up some founder inside long company blow but ONPASSIVE now and we give him you this opportunity come up founder long and open door now you can pay him registration to you now you can come inside. So all people blow me Papua New Guinea and me talk pisin me by tanim go back and long all team leader blow you me you can look in page long all here by me tanim go back and long na all can talk share him experience long na you will can hire him story long. Thank you. Okay, I've just given a short background of what ONPASSIVE is. So I'm going to turn it over to Mati. You can give your story, but before you come on, I will just share my story so that we can take it on from there and allow everybody to share their bit. I started with ONPASSIVE in 2019 after getting a registration link from Mati. Now, I was looking for a business to be able to automate what I was doing. I used to be in a multi-level marketing business and looking for avenues to sell my products online because I see that people are able to do marketing online. And in the course of searching for that business automation, I came across Mati. And at that time, Mati was with Mike, and then they had this group called Leverage Kings, because when I found Mati, the name was Leverage Kings. So I was curious, and then when Mati sent me the link, I went in and I saw this automation, business automation, and that is the attraction part that got me, because I wanted to automate my business online. So I started to look into the business, and it was until September that I really got stuck into it. And after realizing what the magnitude of the company is, I just paid my registration. After paying my registration, and then I told Mati, we need to market this business to Papua New Guinea, because I know that this business will be able to help a lot of our people here, because we are very limited in investment opportunities in the country. So people go into all sorts of avenues to look for ways to reinvest their funds, and it's really a shortage of income opportunities. So when I see this opportunity in ONPASSIVE, I said we have to share it, because a lot of people got involved with a lot of MLM companies, direct selling companies, and some of the pyramid schemes coming in and cheating our people and getting their money, and a lot of money is lost, and people are hurt along the line. So when I saw this business, it's full of integrity. It's a very ethical business. Seeing and speaking or listening to Ash Mufara, our CEO, talking, and I can see his heart, and he's a person who wants to help a lot of people, and he has created a platform that will be able to help all ordinary people to be able to come online and have their dreams built from this platform. So seeing all these things, that's sort of resonated with my spirit, and I said, we need to share this, because that will help a lot of our people, because they're struggling too much. So we created this Facebook group called ONPASSIVE Nation, Papua New Guinea. And that's when we started to share this business, and the rest is history now. We have about 4,400 founders in Papua New Guinea and across the globe. And it's a big team. So we know that this business will help a lot of individual people. This is income coming into direct families, directly income coming into families. Our government's talking about taking back Papua New Guinea. That's the speech from our Prime Minister. He wants to take back Papua New Guinea, and we are looking at how is he going to take back Papua New Guinea. And all the focus is on corporate multinational corporations working here and getting the resources out, and they are focused on these things. But I see ONPASSIVE providing that the avenue where individual households will be able to have this income directly impacting their families, and that is the key. That is the key, because that will give financial power or financial spending power to households, and they will be able to do things that will trickle off and create a lot of economic activity. So basically, I see ONPASSIVE is going to change this nation through this avenue. I just want to pass it on. Mati, you go ahead and you can share your bit, and then we can get some questions. If there's any, they'll let me know, and then we can ask some questions here.
Okay, I'll be quick, because most of you know me from being here before. I've been online for since 2004. I wanted to make money online like everybody else. I wound up on disability, so I was looking to make extra money. And like Mike said, and all of you know, and David knows, making money online is not easy. In fact, it's almost impossible. So I worked on trying to figure out how to market, because nobody really wants to help you. They say they'll help you, but they don't. And I did learn a few skills. I met Mike Ellis going on 8-9 years now, maybe 10, I don't even know, a long time. And And then he was friends with Dan Street, and that's how I met Dan. And we formed a team, and we knew how to build teams. We built many, many teams, small ones, big ones, very big ones. But the problem was, like Mike said, we couldn't reach our hand down and bring people with us. If you want to market and you don't have a heart, it's easy. If you know how to market, you can market, but if you don't have a heart, you don't think about the people, you think about numbers. That's it. And myself, Mike, and Dan just were not that way. We wanted to bring people with us. But how do I teach 8, 9 years of what I learned full time to somebody that started yesterday? It's impossible. And we couldn't do it. We tried, and that was even worse. So about 2 years ago, I started looking for something different. I thought maybe it's impossible. I didn't think really there was a company out there that was fair to everyone, any country, no matter who you are. And I ran into Peter Rogers and Red Redford. You guys heard of Red? And I asked them, "What are you guys doing?" They told me it's called ONPASSIVE. I think you really like it. I go, "Well, let me ask you a couple of questions. Can you make money?" Yes. If I invite people into this business, can they make money? Yes. Okay, I'm joining. I didn't, because the bar was so low, I just wanted to get started, and I trusted them. Then I found out, obviously, it's digital product, which is perfect because you're not filling your house with something. It's online. It's in high demand. And then I went back and told Mike and Dan, and they obviously said, "Oh, yeah, look, we got to do this." And then we started building a team. At first, like David said, the name of our team was Leverage Kings, because we believe you leverage everything. And we wanted to show people, and we thought, man, ONPASSIVE can help anyone. Then we changed the name to ONPASSIVE Nation because we saw people from many nations are joining us, and Leverage King didn't make sense. We wanted something that was bigger. And our goal at the time was to meet Ash Mufareh. And we decided that the only way that's going to happen is make a big splash or a big light. And how you do that is you build a big team, he will see it. If he is a marketer, he knows the business, he'll see the light shining, he'll come to us. And he did. About 1.5 years ago, he called me on the phone. You know Ash, how he talks. He said, "This is Ash Mufareh." I said, "Hello." He said, "I see ONPASSIVE Nation's doing very, very well. I want to get to know you, Mike and Dan." And the rest is history. We're friends with him. I talk to him every week. Sometimes I wouldn't be surprised if he called right now. I hope not, but he might. But he's got a big heart. He's exactly what you see in a webinar. There's no difference. He did a story today in a webinar, and he said his goal was to make $1,000 every day. He wants to keep 1,000 and give away 1 million for 365 days a year. He even knew how much $1 million weighed. Didn't he, Mike? Yeah. So his goal was to give away $1 million a day every day. $1,000 he said that he would keep.
Yeah, it was 20 pounds, Marty.
Wow.
Yeah, 20 pounds, 23 pounds, something crazy. So that's the kind of man this is. And I met Dave online. We chatted on instant message, I think. The communication was not easy because hard to talk, different times. Sometimes I talk to David. It's 12 midnight and it's early in the morning for me. So, but we did form a team. I absolutely love David. I've met some of the people here. Fred, I see you, Fred. Hello. Big leader. Veronica is unbelievable. Nancy, same thing. She's not here. I met Daniel today. I met Luke before. But you You guys have one of the fastest growing teams in all of ONPASSIVE, not just Papua New Guinea.
Yep.
And the amount of time that you've been in, and because you're sharing it belly to belly, they say, it's so much more powerful because you're building relationships and your culture is very tight, very family oriented. So it's very good. I think it will make a huge impact, and you're an inspiration for everyone in Papua New Guinea. I say now when somebody complains, I say, go look at Papua New Guinea, look what they did. Don't tell me you can't do it. Seriously. So that's all I have, but thank you very much.
Thank you, Mike. Oh, sorry. Thank you, Marty. Wow. You know, it's been a journey. It's been a journey since I got into ONPASSIVE, and knowing Marty, knowing Mike now, knowing Dan, and coming through this journey and seeing what the company ONPASSIVE has built over this time, and in increasing the amount of information into the online space and making available the knowledge about what digital marketing is and the company. Man, this is awesome. It's just blowing minds off. You know, when I started to listen to Ash initially, and he's sharing the vision, even the company hasn't done much at the time, but just listening to the person and the vision, it makes me, you know, sleepless. I just didn't want to sleep. I just want to stay up and know more about the company and share this company to business to everybody that I know. So Veronica, I'll get you to speak. You've been missing in action for nearly 3 weeks or 4 weeks. So now that you're on, I'll pass the baton on to you, and you can come up and share your bit. Thank you, Veronica.
Thank you, David. Thank you. It's so wonderful to see all our ONPASSIVE Nation leaders in the house. Thank you. Thank you for being with us and taking us through this journey. We've really enjoyed Mike Ellis, your explanations. You always break down our webinars and make it so simple so that everyone understands what ONPASSIVE is all about. I think we all love Marty. He's like the grandfather of the house. Thank you. I applaud all the leaders of our PNG team. It's been a wonderful journey. For myself, I got into ONPASSIVE when Fred Lavaki introduced ONPASSIVE to me. At that time, I just left the previous job the company that I was working with, and I had applied for another job. It was a project, and I was waiting for them to come back to me. They were sitting on it, and then I got introduced to ONPASSIVE. So I joined, and then I watched the first webinar with Ash Gofera in June of 21st. I was just amazed at all the things that he said. But one of the things that really got to me was when he made this statement, and he said, and I keep referring back to it, and he said, we are going to reinvent everything that's called internet. I thought, wow, that's quite a bold statement. I mean, really? There's Facebook, there's Google, there's Microsoft, there's Amazon, there's all these other companies. And then Ash Gofera says, we will reinvent everything that you know about the internet. So I thought, okay, that's quite bold. I've never been part of anything like this. So I decided I'd spend some time, and I looked into the marketing plan then. I mean, it's no longer applicable now. And Jeffrey Mollock's ebook, David recommended that to all of us to read. So I read that, The Paradigm Shift. After I'd been to that and a number of the presentations that David continued to host for the Port Moresby founders and those who were interested, I attended every one of them. And that's the beauty about attending each presentation, because each time you attend, you get to see something differently in a different light, and it just appeals to you, it speaks to you differently. So every time David spoke, I started, things started clicking for me, and I thought, wow, this is an opportunity. And if I really want to do this, maybe I should reconsider looking at it and trying to work on it half-heartedly. I could go crazy and go all out for it. So I decided that that's what I'm going to do. So I decided I wasn't going to look for another job, and I was going to do this thing full-time. And that's what I did. Since then, I've met so many Papua New Guineans, both within the country and abroad. We've built a big network of people. I've got friends all over PNG, thanks to ONPASSIVE, and thanks to David and Susan, who've been our leaders at the helm, who've helped us to bring us this far. Added to that, we've got tremendous help and backup from our ONPASSIVE Nation leaders through YouTube, on Facebook. I mean, all the help that we need. So this business, everyone's saying, you're not, are you an internet, are you an IT person? I'm not an IT person, but I don't need to know. That's what ONPASSIVE is all about. They've simplified everything. So people like me, people like Priska, whom I introduced into ONPASSIVE, she sells bill on the street, and she does a daily market on the street, makes a 10 kilo, 20 kilo. She saw the opportunity and she wanted to come in, so she came in. We're looking for financial breakthrough. Sometimes you get an opportunity, people will introduce you to a company, but more than often, things like this come and they just walk past and you just sit there and you're observing. Not too many companies are going to come and knock on the door. People come and knock on the door and say, oh, we're going to launch this company. Do you want to come in? It's only $97, and for us it's $390 or $380. Who gives you an opportunity like this? It comes to you once. So I keep telling my friends, you can come in. I'm not going to force you. I'm not going to try to impress on you. It's here. You like it, you come to me. Suppose you less, I'm all right. Me one, but like I'm at peace with that too. But if things turn around and later on you see that ONPASSIVE is online and then you come back and you say, oh, I should have taken this up, I'll tell you, I warned you. I told you this opportunity was here, but you didn't want to believe me. So it's, yeah, I'm so excited. Yes, Friday we launched O Academy. So you saw me wearing that flower lace yesterday. Just a few minutes ago. That was my gift from somebody. They said, oh, we believe you. Now so they gave me this flower lace. So I wore it but it's too hot, so I had to take it off. That was the show. It was a celebration. We celebrated O Academy coming online. So I'm just so thrilled. I can't wait to see what else is going to roll out. So thank you. Thank you, Mike Ellis. Thank you, Marty. Thank you, David. Thank you, Luke. Thank you, all the leaders who've been with us. Thank you, all the founders who have made it possible for us to move together as a team. Thank you. Thanks, David. Back to you.
Thank you, Veronica. Veronica is a lawyer by profession, and she gave up her lawyering, and she's doing ONPASSIVE full-time. We went on our roadshow. We traveled around the provinces, and we were just sharing the business of ONPASSIVE to people. And it's been a pleasure working with Veronica. She's so enthusiastic and fired up and motivated. Man, she's got a very big team with her. Fred, you okay to speak?
Is it Fred Lavaki?
Yeah, Fred Lavaki, sorry. Fred Lavaki.
You have to unmute your mic.
Unmute your mic, Fred.
Yep.
Okay. That's done.
There he is.
Okay, thank you, David. Firstly, it's nice to see you, Mike. Now I can pick a bone with you. You keep me up until 4, 5 a.m. every day. I just woke up from a sleep because I was sharing your videos with a lot of people after the launch yesterday. So it's been a long, drawn-out day, like 3 hours of sleep in between 24 hours, I think, 48 hours. But it's all good. Yeah, but welcome, Michael. Mike, it's great to see you. And Marty, great to see you guys joining us again today, and all my colleagues. I can see Captain Luke. Captain Luke is a captain of Air ONPASSIVE, and I am the first officer. And we are planning to take our extraordinary leader, David Bakau, on a flight, and the controller of the airways for a special flight is Air Controller Ash Mufara. So that's our plan. That's why I'm calling Captain Luke without his consent. But Luke, you're the captain. Be ready for it. But thank you, team. After all that's happened, you know, and the excitement I see around our people here in Leh, it's crazy, you know. As I said, you know, it's been a non-stop activity for us to be able to share with the smallest people. It's not the elite that we are working with. It's the people like Priscas, mothers who carry the backload of a product from one part of Leh across the rivers, across the road, bumpy road, to another part of the province, just to sell and make money to join ONPASSIVE. You know, this is another Prisca in the making here in Leh, of somebody who is doing that. So these are the sort of people we're working with, Mike and Marty. So they are quite excited. They're not quite. They are very excited. You know, they know nothing about ONPASSIVE. They know nothing about online marketing. All they do is sit and sell and make $20 today. They use that to buy food for their family for a night. They're back at the same table again the next day. So when I share the opportunity with these mothers, and I tell them, and I want you guys to accept that there is a risk here. We know nothing about ONPASSIVE. It's far away, and it's all about technology that we don't use. Do you really want to come in on something that you really don't know? And they say, we do this every day. If there is an opportunity that will help us add to this $20, we'll do it. And they are in every known multi-level marketing activity here in the province. So when ONPASSIVE came through, guess what? They've just departed, tended back some of the others, and they're all crashing in on ONPASSIVE. And it's been exciting just to help them make them feel good about what they're doing and what they believe in. And it is a pretty hard task when they are coming from a situation of extreme hardship, you know. And when they can see this, you know, I came into ONPASSIVE to make a bit of money because I've been out of job for almost 10 years. But one of Ash's webinars that I watched, you know, he spoke about his heart, you know, of AI with a heart. And, you know, my ONPASSIVE family, to me, money is not the issue for me. When I've grown to learn and see what Ash is doing, where he's coming from, what his knowledge and experience, being an online marketer, backed by Mike, Marty, Mike Williams, you know, Jeffrey Morlocks, you know, it sort of just drives out this desire of money when we've been there before, we've known money. And then when we see the hardships of people, you know, I've just said, money to me is not an issue anymore. I believe that Ash will provide this. technology will provide this, it's not man that's going to provide it. As I said, that technology these days is the biggest money maker when compared to resource sectors. Resource is good. We make money. I mean, we get resource to make money, but those resource users will have to use technology to make money. So I guess we're up in the top echelon, right, Mike? They have to use our technology to make their money. The money that they're making, they need our technology to market the money, whatever they need to do with that money. So we're in a good place. We're in a safe place. So that's what I'm sharing with these people. Let the big boys play with their technology, their knowledge. We believe and trust them. Let's get in there. It's nothing new. When people talk about scam and they said, oh, have you made any money? What's the business all about? So I just showed them the phone and say, this is what it's all about. Something that is already been used right now, but it's outdated by 10 years. Google, Facebook, Microsoft, they're probably running on petrol and diesel engines. And here ONPASSIVE is coming with jet fuel. So it gives us a little bit more oomph to get to the next level. And I said, wow, okay. Then we're not talking about something new. I said, well, that's all you need to know. You're not talking about something new, completely strange that you'll be worried about. So these people are quite happy with that now. And I, straight after our meeting yesterday with Ash until 8 o'clock, I had only about an hour sleep, and I was off to another meeting from 11 o'clock until 5:30. So people were there, they were listening, and they were quite happy to join. So all my co-founders throughout PNG, the question is, most questions I got yesterday was, they really know nothing about how this thing works. So the question of scam, people say they are scared of this thing. So I use a lot of your simple question, Mike. I share with everybody, and I just tell them, will it be okay with you if I send you some information for you to have a look at, and then you come back and let's chat if it touches you, okay? And then there was another post that, that I'm sharing is a what if question. What if you're able to sleep and wake up in the morning and there's some money sitting in your account? How will that touch your life? How would that change your life? It's just simple, just two questions. The other one is, what if you're able to make some money without raising a sweat? You will make 500 kina, 1,000 kina without doing absolutely nothing. And then they say, wow, what is it? And then we engage. So that's all I do. So if people are finding it difficult to talk to people with skepticism, they come and say, oh, okay, post a question to them. And I use their real life situation. I say, your life right now, where is it at? Would you like to see a little bit of change? Not a big one, a little bit of change. If you're happy to live with that, okay, let's move on. But if you think that I'd like to make a small change, well, I'd like to help you with that small change. So we talk. And it's been a wonderful experience. And like I said, it's full-time ONPASSIVE for me. Time is of no importance. ONPASSIVE is of importance to me right now, and it's full speed. Thank you, David, for introducing it to me. I didn't have any money to join at the time when he introduced it to me in December. Our God is good. The next day I get a call from a Chinese guy who came and abandoned me here. I came to do some work for him. He left me without paying me. I haven't not even been paid yet to this day. But then the next day he comes back and says, "Oh, can you help me on a trip?" I said, "Well, you haven't paid me, my friend, so no deal." He says, "No, just for today, just come on a helicopter ride for me." And that excited me. I said, "Wow, I've never been on a helicopter. So money or no money, helicopter ride is going to be fun. Let's go." So I took the one-day trip with him. We came back, and lo and behold, he pulls out 400 kina. I need 380 kina. "David, you told me I need 380 kina." He says, he gives me 400. I said, "Hey, thank you." So what's this for? I said, "Oh, pay for your phone cards and for a day." I said, "Okay, can you do me a favor, please? Take it back and put that money into my bank account." I said, "Why is that?" "I need to pay for something and I need to use my Visa card." So he kindly said, "You can keep this. I'll put another 400 kina into your account." And the next day, this welcome on passive. And it's been a go forward, no look back, no brakes, 6th gear, and we go forward. And I thank you for it. Thank you, Mike. The videos are just amazing, it's just amazing. Simple, very succinct, but tells a lot of story. And Mati, for your powerful voice, it keeps us going all night, and we thank you so much for the opportunity. Mati, if you ever get the opportunity for Ash to call you, pass on our sincere thank you. Thank you is not enough. We'd like to meet Ash one day, hug him and say a better thank you the Papua New Guinea way. Luke and the team, thank you for all your support. I appreciate all of you. My PNG team, and especially my dynamic and powerful leader, team leader, Veronica. My sister, with you, I don't know where I'll be, but thank you for giving up your lawyering and helping me with my ONPASSIVE. Thank you so much, everybody. God bless.
Wow, Fred, you're an amazing
Powerful,
guy.
Fred.
I knew you were a
Powerful.
champion, but you just proved it. Thank you very much. And Veronica, you're unbelievable. Very nice. Very nice.
Thank you.
Excellent.
Yeah, no, I'm always amazed. We talk to people around the world. We're not all that different. I mean, we really aren't. We want something with integrity to make a difference in people's lives. And what I'm seeing with Papua New Guinea, you guys are superstars. You don't know it. No one tells you that, but it's going to be extraordinary to watch where you all go with ONPASSIVE. ONPASSIVE is the vehicle. It's AI with a heart, but ONPASSIVE, the people, it's the heart. And when you have that, really cool things start to happen. And Fred and Veronica, absolutely awesome superstars. Keep it up. I mean, yeah.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Daniel Sani, I'll give this time to you. You have something to share. You can unmute yourself.
Right. Thank you very much, David. I will introduce myself a bit later. But before I do that, firstly, I would like to acknowledge and thank you for our CEO, Asmu Fared, his wife, and the children for their sacrifice. Also, I would like to thank in Florida and USA and hardworking staffs in India. They spend sleepless nights trying to put things together. Also, I want to acknowledge our World Leadership Council. Mike Ellis is present with us. Degamo is present with us, and the others that I can see on the screen as well. Thank you very much. Your presence here this afternoon is a very, very motivational factor in this country. From me, also, Mati Degamo, you are a hero. Why I'm saying this? Because it is you who showed the original seed in the PNG soil. You planted the original seed in this country. And David, my leader, thank you for providing this fertile soil for a seed to grow in this country. And that seed is growing and it's going to multiply every second. Now, brief introduction of myself. As you see on the screen there, my name is Daniel Sani, and I've been working in the financial industry for 33 years, 20 years in a major commercial bank, and that's where I met David Bakau. We worked together. 10 years I spent in working for a microfinance, one of the leading micro bank in the Asia Pacific, and I was working as a senior manager at that time. David introduced this ONPASSIVE to me around early in 2020. I took it on board. I didn't make any further research because I trusted David. He's a man of integrity. We work together. And being a banker, people trust you. You think of words like honesty, trust, integrity. And this is where I see in David. So I don't need to do research because we've worked together. I know him. He must have something better. And I did not get myself involved in any multi-level marketing company, nothing at all. I'm just coming in ONPASSIVE fresh. I'm a fresh blood into ONPASSIVE because of David. And I signed my NDA when I officially signed my NDA in 26th of December 2020. And I retired. I wasn't terminated. I retired because I just want to quit, and I don't want to be confined in an office environment. I want to do something different. My quality time with them. Because working, I wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning, go to the office, I spend work in the office, I come back home 6 at night. Being a branch manager, I have to get in there early, come out there, the last person leave office. I just want to break that cycle. So I did that in 31st December 2019. I left without having any job. I just decided to come home and see what I can do. And after leaving job, I remember David introduced ONPASSIVE to me. I called David and I said, David, I'd like to register. So I signed up. I'm great that David is my sponsor. I signed up, I paid I had problem with my Visa debit card at the time. And I said, David said, that's okay, I'll do it for you. Send me the money, and that's what I did. And I signed David up. David signed me up. And that's how I became part of the co-founder family globally. And David told me, you just have to educate yourself. I see a lot of people asking questions here and there, but David said, educate yourself. So I spent time reading back office webinars, regular webinars. And my first webinar was the Indian webinar, where all of us, 10,000 altogether, logged in at that time. In fact, our last webinar yesterday or day before, I went in, I couldn't sleep. I went in there at 2:30, I signed in and I stayed there. And those who came at 3 o'clock, they were locked out because it was already 10,000. So that's how serious I'm about ONPASSIVE. So I logged in at 2:30 a.m. in the morning and stayed there, tuned up until the program kickstarted at 3 a.m. So that's how excited I am and how I see the business seriously. And that's how I became the founder. Now I'll be brief here. My personal observation and how I see ONPASSIVE. As a speech during the last webinar, he said, ONPASSIVE is going to be the mother of all business. And it is a true fact. ONPASSIVE is the mother of all business. Why I'm saying that? Because in Papua New Guinea, we have different organizations. They come in here and they try to contribute to financial literacy. In this country, according to our record, 85 or 87% of people are unbanked. And we need to reach out to this type of people. ONPASSIVE is just doing that right now because we are getting people to the remote part of this country, and we are helping them using mobile phones to get registered, using email. Some of them have never done that. David is saying that there are some people back in ECB province. They are not connected with us, but they are going through mobile device. These are people who are unbanked. ONPASSIVE is taking these people to come into the banking sector and participate in this. So that's how I see ONPASSIVE. The other thing is there are different donor agencies that are coming down here, pumping money into donor agencies, but their objectives are not achieved. The money is not reaching the people back in the village level. ONPASSIVE is going to achieve that. And also women empowerment, to empower women. How great I am now today to see people like Veronica Wahinangu. She's also a professional lady with the Department of Health. Brenda Urambari, Nancy Yangami, Veronica Wayne, Susan Bakau, Agnes English, Emily Towler, just to name the few. ONPASSIVE is empowering those mothers to go out there and reach out to women. So that is very, very important and encouraging. We talk about, us is talking about creating leadership. ONPASSIVE is actually doing that. It is creating leadership in those women, those ones who are signing. When you sign in 20 people or 10 people, you are also already a leader. It is your responsibility to educate them and train them and teach them about ONPASSIVE. And indirectly, ONPASSIVE is forcing you to be a leader. So that's how I see it. One major thing is to alleviate poverty. There's a lot of people and organizations preaching about alleviating poverty in this country. They will not do it. ONPASSIVE is going to do it. So I'd like to thank David Bakau, Fred Lawaki, Freddie Benguma. I have a friend in Ley. He's a very educational person. His name is Morilomo as well. We have doctors and professional people who signed in. In Papua New Guinea, you don't have to tell them. If they see you as a mentor, a person who they can trust, they will just jump in without any question asked. So if you're one of them who are retired bankers, professional people who are now in ONPASSIVE, your family will trust you. So there's no need for them to find out because they see you, you're in there. I myself, David said I joined in December, but when I preach to people about ONPASSIVE, they just jump in because they said, Daniel Sunny, he doesn't, he's a banker. He's always telling us about money laundering, anti-money laundering, drug trafficking, funds trafficking. So why is he going on to ONPASSIVE? There must be something good there. So without asking any question, my team is, I have a small team, it's now 20 at the moment. And I left work, but I'm also an agent for this micro bank. And one of my tasks is to go out in the community and reach unbanked mothers. Last year, 2020, I brought in mothers, I opened bank accounts for them, around 1,000 plus. I told David, if ONPASSIVE can delay the launching, we want to reach out to these very mothers out in the community. Now, if some of you who are listening, who are already signed in and you're also part of those SME program the government is trying to implement, if you're one of those women out there, please speak to your group and tell them if they cannot, they can contribute if they form an association, a women's association. At least get somebody in that association to register so that they will achieve your objective in going into women empowerment and create business for yourself. So this is how excited I am, and I'm very thankful. I watched a couple of videos. One important one is the African guest webinar, and Charles Olson was talking. He has 35 years experience, and he's a tech engineer. So I said, if he's an engineer, why is he coming across to ONPASSIVE? There must be something better. I listened to Michael Williams, owns a company, AIM, Automatic Internet Millionaire. Why is he coming on to ONPASSIVE? He's already making money. So this is the type of videos that I watched that really convinced me, and I will not look back, and I will move forward. I will find ways to reach out to these 1,000 mothers plus, and find ways of how I can bring them on board ONPASSIVE. If I cannot bring all of them, at least the leader in the group, because that leader can make a difference, impact on those mothers as well. So I've been talking here, and I've been motivated, and I don't want to go too far. I will stop here. Thank you, Mike Ellis. Thank you, Mike Dekamot, for coming on board. Thank you, David Bakau, all of you, our friends overseas who have been connected with us today. Thank you very much for your time. ONPASSIVE has brought us together. We are a global family. We are united by love and to help each other out. So please, we must continue in Papua New Guinea, and globally we can work together as one. All right. ONPASSIVE is not an anti-money loan. It's not a scam. It is a real company. It's a full IT solution company. If you're out there, please get rid of this negativity. I will talk in pidgin. Suppose you said, man, no, Papua New Guinea, you stop, you hire him now. Now you think I'm scam. Please rouse him, Mr. Ting Ting. Rouse him, Mr. Ting Ting, because it's not a scam. It's a real company. We're dealing with real people. We have real office, real location, and we are dealing with real human beings. So please come in and make a difference and for your life and your family, and we will achieve a lot of objectives. The government will not achieve that, but ONPASSIVE, through us creating this platform and this vehicle, we will achieve many, many things in this country. Thank you, panel, and thank you, everybody, for your hearts and listening here as well. I will stop here. Thanks, David.
Powerful, powerful, Daniel. Wow. Yeah, Daniel, that's very, very powerful.
We can't hear you, David.
Oh, sorry. Either
okay.
Chris or Kevin, one of you want to speak, you can speak. We have Victor also. I'll give some time to all of you to share something. You're on our webinar here. We feel privileged to have you here. So at least share something. Thank you.
I hope you're talking about me, David. Wow. David, you are the luckiest man in the world, man. Look at these. You guys are killing me here. You got the most amazing people. I've not been to a webinar that's made me do this in a couple of weeks. You have some of the most amazing people I've ever seen in here. And you know what? Papua New Guinea, I'm looking at the future leaders and the poverty destroyers right here on this, right here in front of me. And I'm very proud to be a part of that. You guys are absolutely amazing. I mean, you guys are you're leading the pack. All right. You're telling me these people don't even know about a lot of things and you're getting them in. And I'm struggling with people that have everything and they don't get it. So you guys are a lot smarter over there than they are over here in the USA. Let me tell you, at least Michigan. Man, I'm proud. I'm proud of your teams, man. You guys are amazing. Fred, I want to definitely sit down and have a cup of coffee with you, man, because you blew me away on that. The ladies,
Well, Kevin.
well, happy Valentine's, ladies. And over here it's Valentine's Day, so I want to give you a big happy Valentine's Day. Mike Ellis, yeah, Mike's Mike. There's nothing you could say bad about Mike. He's just great. I wish I could talk like that guy. He just puts it out so perfect. Mike's always appreciated. Marty, you know what I'm going to say about you, Marty. We got the big head disease here, so. But I love you. But David. I'm so impressed with what you guys are doing. You guys just built me up, man. You guys are the pump in the heart. You guys are the pump in the heart right now. I mean, you're just going crazy with it, and I love that. I love changing people's outlooks and making it better. And you guys are definitely doing that. I'm so glad that Marty invited me to this because I'm never going to miss another one. You guys are inspiring me bigger than these other guys. I could sit there and talk about Mike and Marty and Michael Williams and Dan Street, but hey, man, right here, this is what's doing it for me. This is what's doing it for me. So I appreciate it. I love ONPASSIVE. My story is a normal American story, 32 years in a factory. All right. I'm retired and I'm enjoying this retirement right now, just doing ONPASSIVE. I just love it. So I'm not going to keep talking. I love you all. Papua New Guinea, keep going. Marty, can you find me like 10 or 20 of these Davids and Freds? I'd love that. You guys, I love you all to death, man. You guys are always in my prayers. God bless.
Thank you, Kevin.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Chris. We love
Chris,
you.
sorry.
It's an amazing platform we have here on ONPASSIVE. It's just bringing everyone from all walks of life, creed or nationalities, cultures, It's just blending all of us in, and we speak the same language. It's about love, and we just want to share with everybody. It's not all about yeah, we did come in for money, but now we see that ONPASSIVE is just changing that mentality of money. Money it's a done deal for us. Money will come. It's going to be done.
Yes.
But now what can we do with that money or that wealth that we're going to get from it? It's the heart that we have. If we don't have this heart, how can we be able to share, reach out? So thank you, Chris. We appreciate that. Our people here, they get inspired when they see folks like you from outside, and they're telling us, what is it? What is this ONPASSIVE? We try to explain to them in their limited knowledge, but when they see us like this, they say, oh yeah, this business is real. So thank you for coming on. Kevin, my brother, can you come on and share something?
I would be glad to, David. Thank you very much for having me on. Man, this has been a lot of fun so far. I tell you, you guys are amazing. I love hearing the stories. I was a carpenter for 27 years, how I made my living. I'm retired now too. And, I got online to, to supplement, find a way to make a little extra money. And the more I found out, the more I kind of got into this learning mode. And then I also, suffer from the shiny object syndrome. And so I wasn't very productive for a number of years actually. But I had good teachers. I always had good leadership. And that's why I'm here today. Is that leader sent me an email that I answered, and that's how I found out about ONPASSIVE. And I'm sorry to say that I didn't jump on this thing as quickly as I should have. There was I was not in a good space. I'd been chewed up and spit out from multi-level marketing programs and stuff, and was pretty much fed up. And so it took me a while, but my sponsor, I noticed him doing more and more, and piqued my interest. And then I realized what I had. And man, I tell you what, once that happens, it's over for you. You might as well just sell your bed because you won't need it anymore. You just stand up in a corner for a couple of minutes, at a time, and then get back to it. But no, I'm having a blast, and meeting people and building relationships. And Dan talks about that. Dan Street talks about building relationships. And, we're going to change the world. And, we're going to start one person at a time, like my buddy Milo likes to say. But we're going to get rid of these. We're going to get rid of these hopeless situations. We got people living without basic needs, and that needs to stop. And we got a vehicle. We have a way forward, as my buddy Mike likes to say. And we have a heart. We are unstoppable. And I couldn't be more proud or happy about what we're doing and the way we're doing it than I am. I just, I don't know. I came online and make a little bit of money, and ONPASSIVE has blown that away. I was kind of hoping I was just going to retire and not do a whole lot, just going to kind of take it easy, work around the house and stuff like that. Well, Ash has blown that out of the water, because now my bucket list is, it's getting bigger every day. And but I'm having a blast. I can't wait to get started on some of these endeavors, and can't wait to meet you guys. Can't wait to get together with all you guys. We were in a chat session before this, and we're just having a blast. You know what I mean? We're just a bunch of kids, and and it's a lot of fun to be a part of. You know, just being a part of this organization, being a part of these people, you know, being with these quality people. Mike talked about, you know, the ethical part of our business and honesty and integrity and transparency. And I don't know why you'd want to, you know, anything else. I don't know where you're never gonna find everything that we have here. I worked with good people before. I've had good products before, you know, I've made good money before, but I've never had it all together. And that's what we got here, is we got it all together. Like Ash says, we got it right. And I use that we lightly, but I know that he wants this to be a we thing. But no, I'm super proud, super happy to be a part of this. Super excited. And I thank you all, love y'all, and hope to meet you soon.
Thank you, Kevin.
Thank you, Kevin.
I see Julie here. Julie from the Julie and Milo show. How are you, my friend? It's great to see you.
Thank you, David. Oh my
Great to see
God,
you.
Papua New Guinea in the house. I love you guys. Oh my God, I was just, you know, listening in, and what a story, Fred and everyone's here. Love you guys so much. Oh my God, I'm just like walking around the house and try to do some cleanup and get some sleep. But I just listened to your story and I'm like, we need your stories, because you know what? The story that you told here, lots of people need to hear. So if I reached out to you, I'm trying to look for you on Facebook. If I reached out to you, I hope that you will accept the invitation to be on the Julie Milo show. If not, I'm going to look for David. Thank you, David, for everything that you do for PNG. Thank you
Julie,
so
we
much.
have Emily there, Fred there. They have their own stories, so you can reach out to them. Veronica is there.
I
Nancy
did.
there.
Nancy,
Nancy
I
is
sent
there,
a message and connected on Facebook. So please check your private message. If you if you don't answer, I will keep texting you, or I will ask David to make sure that you are on our show. So please, your stories are very inspiring, and I know lots of people wants to hear. Sorry, my mom's calling me, but lots of people wants to hear your story. So thank you so much for you inspiring me so much. You inspired me so much. So thank you, Marty, for inviting me here. PNG, I love you guys.
You're welcome, Julie. We love
Great,
you
Julie.
too.
If you can hear me, Julie, you can call. I can tell you one thing for sure. You can call Vero and I at 4 a.m. our time or 4 a.m. your time. You will find us alive talking about ONPASSIVE. We'll be around.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I sent you a message on Facebook, so please respond and connect with me. I love you guys. I know we all smile. Our smiles bigger every day, and tears are coming out. It's usually a tear of joy. So I love you guys. I love you guys. Wow. Thank you, Marty, for inviting me.
Emily, can you share your story? Can you share your story with us? You can unmute yourself. Unmute your mic.
All right. Can you hear me now?
Yes, loud and clear.
Yes, I'm one of those who are not very tech savvy. So, you know, someone has to keep prompting me on these things. Really great to see you, Mike Ellis. Good to have you back again, Marty. And so good to see so many of you from different parts of the world joining us in Papua New Guinea on this sunny, hot afternoon. Well, it's very hot where I am anyway. Okay, my story is just a little bit different from the others in some ways. And I think I've said it before, maybe Mike wasn't there, but I got introduced to ONPASSIVE by Veronica, and who was introduced, obviously, you heard from by Fred. Veronica got in touch with me because in 2019, I had lost both functions of my kidneys. So I was then diagnosed and referred to go and have dialysis treatment. I was out on a medical appeal to raise funds. And my children and I reached out to everyone. And Veronica, knowing that and hearing it, because she was a former Papua New Guinea netball representative player when I was the president of the Papua New Guinea Netball Federation. And so she said to me that ONPASSIVE might be the answer, or would be the answer to my health issues. So I took it up because it was Veronica and because it was someone I knew. I jumped straight into it, paid my registration fee, and then I sat down with Veronica and asked, what this was all about. And she was very good to me and my daughter. She sat in the coffee shop and explained to me. And all I could think of in my head was I needed this because I could not trouble my young family to keep raising funds. And by that time, COVID restrictions had already come in. So it was making it very difficult for us to do raising anyway. So this was God's answer to my prayers. So I thank Ash for coming up with this, and I thank David for surfing the net and finding Mati Digama, and here we are. Also, so in a lot of ways, mine was from a medical perspective, but also that I've worked, I'm a retiree now, and I worked for about 42 years, both in government and in the private sector, as well as an NGO. And in all those fields, there was a lot of, they were what I would call integrity institutions. So things like ethics and in integrity and honesty, those things have been a big part of my working career. So when you come across and you meet someone like Ash, whose pillars are based on these very principles, that resonated with someone like me. And I love his quote of ONPASSIVE is a correction to corruption. Because my last job was with, I don't know whether some of you have heard, Transparency International, Papua New Guinea, which is a part of the Transparency International group worldwide. And we're all about fighting corruption. Now, corruption in this country is, if I can use one of our now former leaders who's passed away recently, his words, it's both endemic and it's very entrenched. We are one of those countries who fell into those traps too as well. So it's really relieving to hear that we've now got a business that is really out to correct all of those. I think I was listening to Daniel and listening to Fred talking about the kinds of people that that they've brought in, and pretty much the same for me. My story is much the same. We're really not looking at people who are already, in a sense, well-to-do people, but it's more your market people, your village people, people who live from pay fortnight to pay fortnight, and their struggles are very real. And once you explain to them that, okay, church activities might get in your way, funeral contributions might get in your way, but look at it this way: once you start creating wealth from this company, then you'll be able to contribute more. And that's the line that eventually brings them in, because they now know that by becoming a member of ONPASSIVE, they're able to contribute more to their communities and all their community activities and projects like water. Water is a big issue. I mean, right now I'm trying to do some work with the Australian government in doing an education program for young girls from between the ages of 10 to 15. And it encompasses issues around menstrual health management, hygiene, even gender equity issues and gender violence issues too as well. And one of the biggest commodities that is missing in all of this is having even water in their villages for the village girls to be able to, village children to be able to use and wash their hands and cook food in clean water so that they're healthy enough to go to school. So when I think of ONPASSIVE and I think of all these people from the villages joining up, and I've got quite a number that I've now got to join up, I know now that we collectively, we're able to now bring some of those projects to fruition in these villages. And as a result, life becomes better for them economically, health-wise, and otherwise. So ONPASSIVE is a real answer to a lot of our prayers, and we are ever so grateful for this. So that's basically, I do want to ask a question before it slips my mind. I hope David doesn't mind, but I'm talking a lot about my village members, and one of the difficulties that they have is now that the requirement is that you have to have at least some kind of official ID in your back office so that you can be identified. That still remains a challenge for a lot of my members. Whilst the National Identity Program was carried out in this country, it's been a failure more than it has been a success. So for people who have now joined up, we have told them that they have to go and apply for a national ID. And they're doing that, but whether they will get that in time when the soft launch starts or even when the public launch starts, I'm not too sure. So my question very quickly before some of you leave is that would their wallets still be created for them until such time their IDs are done and they can access? And with that, I'll leave that question for when the question time comes up. But I, you know, at 65 years old, you tend to forget a lot of things. So I thought I'd throw that one in quickly. But thank you very much. I do watch the Julie and Milo show. I listen to Mike Ellis's ones every session videos every time, and Marty's a great one. If he's the grandfather, then I'm the grandmother over here. And nice to hear from a lot more of you. Thank you, David. Thank you, Veronica and Fred. And thank you. And I hope and I trust that all of my people in my Team Eagles are also listening today. And all the best for everyone that's listening. And I do encourage everyone to keep building your teams. This is the lifetime of an opportunity for everyone. Thank you, David. That's from me for today.
Thank you, Emily. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. We have Brenda. Brenda, can you unmute yourself? Brenda? Hello, Brenda. Can you hear me? Can you guys hear me? Can anyone hear me? Hello?
We hear you,
We
Dave.
can hear you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay. Brenda, you're there? Okay, Freddie Benguma. Brenda can come on later. Freddie, you there? Freddie Benguma?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay.
Good afternoon, David.
Unmute yourself and speak.
Yes, thank you. Good afternoon to you, David. And thank you. Good afternoon to every one of you, especially to Mike Ellis, David Dick, Muddy Dicamo, and the others, our international friends who are with us, and the others and the rest of PNG co-founders. I'm so happy to join this company. My name is Freddie Benguma. I live in Wewak, and that is in the northern part of PNG. That's where I come from. I joined this business in October in 2020 last year. And this business was introduced to me by one of my friends in Wewak. And I joined this business, and I'm glad I have made the decision to join this business. I would like to talk to our people of Papua New Guinea. Our nation, we've just celebrated last year, we are going towards celebrating 46 years of independence. And if we can see where our nation is now, some other nations, they got the independence about the same time in their history. And those countries have developed. And I'm just worried about where our country is heading. And when this business was introduced, I thought that this business is the right business that's going to help our country. So people of Papua New Guinea, I want to tell you that this business is not a scam. This business is not just another LMM. This business is a real business. And I have joined this business, and I brought my family members on board, and they have all joined this business. And I would like to, I have taken note of our brother Daniel Sani mentioned something about our people in PNG not putting money in the bank. Let me tell the people of Papua New Guinea that so long as we don't put money in the bank, our economy will not grow. Our nation's strength depends on the financial institutions. And right now, we are seeing that banks are coming up with all kinds of policies. You know, when you bring 1,000 kina to deposit at the bank, the banker will ask you, where did you get this money? Because they have their due diligence checking processes, and they are making it so difficult. And our people out there are not bringing money and putting money in the bank. And also one of the sad things that I've discovered, maybe it's true or not in this country, some foreign companies are not putting money in the bank. And let me tell you, my good people of Papua New Guinea, that if money is not put in the bank, our nation economically, it's not going to go forward. Why I am saying this company, I believe that if many of us join this business, it's going to force people to put money in the bank. And then it's going to force people to pay tax to the government. And as a result of it, economically, our nation, we believe we can bail this country out of the economic problem that we currently face. Because there's so much corruption. Our government has come up with all kinds of visions in different sectors, trying so many ideas. But I believe that this is a great opportunity. This is a great opportunity for our people. And if we all can continue to share these business ideas and share until the time of hard launch, and if we can bring a lot of people to join this business, we can be able to help our country. And you know, I've seen with our people, our government has tried so many ways, but we are not seeing much progress in terms of development in our country. That's why, for me personally, I'm going out and telling the rural people to come in, because I told them that if you can come and join this business will bring development. You know, our country is, you know, when you look at our country, we've got towns and cities, and government may be saying that our nation is a developed nation. Our nation is seeing some changes, but for me personally, we have not progressed from the time that our country has got independence up till now. And I would like to thank those who are spreading this thing to our people in the remotest part of this country. And my people, if you are listening, this opportunity will never come again. It will never come again. I'm telling you, it will never come again. And I go out there and I tell my people that I try to change the language. I tell them to pay your membership fees. Folks, we have to change the kind of language that we speak. I tell them that not signing. When I say signing, it, you know, people automatically think of MLM. But I tell them that it's your great opportunity to pay your membership fee and come in and join this business, because this business will not come again. So I'm glad I've joined this business. And then just recently I was, the last webinar, last Friday's webinar, it just blew my mind. And I got it on my mobile. I went around and I revisited some of my friends that thought that it was a scam. I told them that it's no longer a scam. Look at this. Look at this. It's happening. We are already in the launching, one product at a time. So those that have initially said that it's a scam are now reconsidering their decision, and they're now coming in. And I was told yesterday that, you know, some of our guys were traveling down the highway and they are now seeing banners along the Sepik Highway of ONPASSIVE banner in one of the villages along the Sepik Highway. You see, just that webinar alone, just the release, just the launch of one product alone, it's now causing people to, you know, it started a bushfire already. And when you launch the second one, the third one, I believe it's going to be a huge bushfire in PNG. Nobody will stop it. Let me say this in our language again. All people of Papua New Guinea, Mila Togibla also, this la emino wambla kiaman business, this la business wambla trubla business, na noken ting planty, come inside, join him, noken sit down ting na blaming government or some government by bringing service come, noken sit down look long narbla man, you must come in, na you may join him this la business. The more people that comes in and join this business, just imagine that this business is going to force us to put money in the bank. And this business will also force us to pay tax to the government. And when we do that, the co-founders in this country, I can say that we can bail this country, you know, we can contribute in bailing this country out of the economic situation that we are currently in. So continue to spread good news. No getting plenty or people from me. Continue go to place. Na talking more all come joining this business. And good business. Opportunities will never come again. We are poor because we turn to see everything as scam. We turn to see everything as fake. But the meaning of the poor, the word poor simply means passing over opportunities repeatedly. Great opportunity may come along all people living in Chalo country. So please grab hold of it and let's all build a number, and together we can make a difference in our country. That is all I have to say this afternoon. And to conclude, David, I have one of my leader here. If time allows, I would like to ask you to, if you can allow him to say something. He is one of the lecturer here at the Teachers College, very senior lecturer. And he's a great leader. He has been spreading this business opportunity, and now all of his family members have joined this business. If time allows, if you can allow him to say something. Otherwise, his name is David, Dominic Sapui. Thank you.
Okay, I'll find him in the crowd and I'll bring him on later. Thank you very much, Freddie. Freddie, Freddie is our leader down at the northern part of this country in Wewak. That's the small town where I'm from. That's my province. Freddie is a registrar of a education college there, Reverend Maru Teachers College. It's a Christian education college there. So thank you very much, Freddie. I will allow Brenda to speak, and then I'll give it to one of our international people. I'll say, is Robert Tantulo on, or Victor is there? Yeah. Okay, Brenda, can you share yours, and then we'll get Victor to speak after that.
Hello.
Go ahead, Brenda. Go ahead.
Thank you.
I'm looking.
A pleasure from me and my team in this from the East New Britain province. East New Britain province is known province, but I'm here for work, so it's a pleasure having you all the international guests on board, especially Mike Ellis and Julie, I like the show, Julie and Martin Digamo, of course, the grandfather of this business in Papua New Guinea. I'm just gonna say a little bit about how I came to join this business. I received a link from my
Brenda, can you speak closer to the computer so we can hear you?
So what's he looking like? Like some opportunity. No, we don't like.
Loud now? Hello, David.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yes. I came to join the business in September of 2020 last year.
Speaking one.
I opened the application and I saw everything about ONPASSIVE. It was, the link was just a brief. So when I saw the person, hands. I should just join that business. So I've never been involved in multi-level marketing business ever in my life. So when it comes to marketing, I don't think I'm good at it. So when I see that it's automation, I thought that this is the place that I should, join, and maybe I can find out for myself. So that's how I joined the business. And in 1 week, I got about 5 people on board my team. When I joined the business, going in and reading the book, the paradigm shift book, and understanding about the business and knowing more about the business, and also watching the YouTube webinars, it was kind of keeping me informed of the business. So I then share the business by convening meetings at places like every weekend. I do meetings, inviting friends, sending links via emails and WhatsApp and all that to friends, and that's how I build my team. I find this business to be very, very interesting. I've worked in development projects. I have about 15 years experience in the development projects, about 4.5 years with the OSAID project, and now I'm with the World Bank Finance projects, co-financed by European Union and international. borrowing a lot of money from the donor agencies, like economically, I think a lot of panel members have spoken about our economically and Papua New Guinea. And when I came to know about the business, I started telling my friends that, look, this is the only way out for Papua New Guinea. So we're going to help to build a team. So that's how I myself, I have about 45 people under me right now. And I'm still building. And what I'm doing is I'm actually getting people and placing them under those people who cannot build their team, those passive members who are on my team. I'm actually getting people doing introducing the business to people, sharing the business, and when they are interested, I then get them and place them under those passive members that I have on my team. I think a lot have been spoken already about the business and all that. I don't have much to say, but again, to Mike Ellis, I always wake up with all the notifications from the YouTube because I subscribe to all your YouTube webinars, as well as Junior Miloso, Marina Favid, and all those guys. So there are some of us, being able to be having sleepless nights just to keep us informed of the business and sharing the business. So I'm going to talk in our language. All one talk, all family. We can joining our own places here. This is the only opportunity, and this is come one time happen. The time people are going to hard launch and by now got more this founding position. Founder now, so you need more future financial future you plus you got to you must think this land come on board now. When price is still at 380 and you come on board now, not doing business. I mean, what a 500 and this money to most some probably you need to. And that's all from me. And thank you so much, team, for listening.
Thank you, Brenda.
David,
Thank
I don't
you.
mean to interrupt you. Robert had an emergency at work. He had to go. He apologizes. And he said he's very proud of all you guys and he loves everyone. And keep up the great work.
Okay. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Chris. Victor, my brother, can you share a bit about yourself?
Yeah, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Early morning, we are early morning in United Kingdom. I stayed awake purposely because of this event, because now I live unpassive, I dream unpassive, I eat unpassive, I work unpassive. I'm unstoppable. First of all, I want to give profound appreciation to the driver of this opportunity, the man that created this company, Ash Mufara. Wherever you are, may God bless you for bringing us this great and massive opportunity. For many of those that don't know me, I also want to thank you, Mr. David Bakao, for leading your country and doing a great job for your people. I also want to thank all our leaders, Marty Digamo, Mike Ellis, Chris Johnson, and all of you, all the panelists, and everyone in Papua Guinea. I appreciate you all. This is not the right. This is not just a privilege to be here, to allow me to speak and encourage all our people around the whole world who are watching and listening to us. I was born in Nigeria and I came to UK 20 years ago. I became a safety officer. I was living from hand to mouth, from paycheck to paycheck, with nothing good to write home about. But it got to a stage in my life, and I said, I've got to change things about myself. I've always loved to help people, encourage people. I don't want to see people dying. I don't want to see people go hungry. I don't want to see people, living in abject poverty, because that is where I came from. I know what I'm talking about. So I decided to go for my passion, which is motivational speaking. And to the glory of God, I was able to impact so many lives around the whole world, travel to so many countries, to so many parts of the world, changing lives. At the stage, I decided, to join a program, thinking that the program is going to, add more to what, I was earning and to be able to help a lot of people around the whole world. I joined up that program. Unfortunately, the program lasted for 3.5 years. I was able to make, a lot of money. Some people were able to make a lot of money as well. But towards the end of that company, some people lost their ad-earned income, and I got devastated because of it. So I make up my mind that I'm not going to promote anything online anymore for the rest of my life, because as a motivational speaker, you've got to protect your integrity. So that was what made me to say no more. But as I was going through one of my motivational speeches 5 months ago, I came across a video, a webinar done by Roger Peter and Rev Fredem. And I went through that, webinar, and it caught my attention. Why? Because I've already got a criteria for myself. Now, before I can even think about a company, this company must, satisfy these conditions. What are the conditions? ONPASSIVE guarantees you that everybody, whether you don't know anything, whether you know anything about computer, you will succeed. In fact, they force you to succeed. That was number one reason why I joined ONPASSIVE 5 months ago. Number two reason, ONPASSIVE, we do everything for you. Top technology, 100% automated complete system. They do everything for you, totally and free. So it is not about recruiting, it is not about selling, it's not about anything, because that was what gave me problem when I was introduced people to programs. Not many people can duplicate my success. And that was why I said no more. But ONPASSIVE came and said, oh, everybody will make it. They advertise for you. That was my number two reason. Number three reason, does this company have a legitimate and viable products? This company has it. 50 products. It is a game changer for everybody around the world. It is a mother of all businesses. I can attest to that. Number four reason, that very week, that very day that I listened to that webinar, I became a co-founder straight away. I didn't wait till the following day because I was thinking the door would be closed the following day. So I became a co-founder, and I was opportune to listen to Ash Mufara that very week on a Thursday private webinar. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a CEO, a genius of all geniuses. We have so many geniuses around the whole world. How many of them have the heart of the people? But Ash Mufara is number one man that I've ever come across in my life that has the human heart, that want to change the whole world for better. And I was shedding tears that day. And from that day, I said to myself, I will take this company to the next level. I will go all over the world. If not because of COVID-19, I would have come to Papua Guinea to come and help David Bakao and all of you. Because this company is life-changing opportunity. I do believe that we are all connected. I do believe in the power of positive energy. I do believe in the power of prayer. And I do believe in putting goods out into the world. And I believe in taking care of each other. And that is why I'm in ONPASSIVE. Finally, ONPASSIVE guarantees you that if you are not happy at any point in time, you can get your refund. It's a no-brainer. You are not risking a penny. Rather, you are gaining a lot. And it is an opportunity that can change the whole world. How will you feel if you are able to feed the poor? How would you feel if you can put good water out there? How would you feel if you can provide a local hospital to your locality? How would you feel if you can sponsor some less privileged to school and make them educated in life? I want to let you know, ONPASSIVE is a God-given opportunity for us all. I don't want to take much of your time. I want to thank David Bagao, all the leaders. Once again, Ash Mufara. Each time I speak, tears, almost coming from my eyes, because I've never, ever seen this kind of opportunity in my life. I've traveled around the world. Ash Mufara is a God-given thing. And I want to encourage you all, everyone that are listening, please make it a do or die and become a founder. And you will never, ever be disappointed. I want you all of you to spread the news. Change your family. Change your world. Change your country. May God bless you all. Thank you for this great opportunity. I will come once again. Bless you.
Thank you, Victor. Awesome. Awesome. Thank you, brother. we come from backgrounds that are similar, so your story is powerful. Thank you very much for sharing with us here. Joanna Kiteka. Joanna Kiteka is one of our leaders. She's a single mother. She's actually a widow, and she's struggling, but she's promoting ONPASSIVE up in the highlands of Papua New Guinea. Joanna, you there? If you can come on and share with us your story. Hello, Joanna.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, thank you. I haven't got much to say, but each time I want to talk about ONPASSIVE, I always feel like crying. Because this business...
You can cry, no worries.
Thank you, David. I always have a place in my heart for you because I see you are a man of sharing and caring for people. And you have shown that to me. If I wasn't in Mosby, you would have not called me to where we met, and I wouldn't have signed on to ONPASSIVE. But I thank God it was divine timing and divine invention, I think. And I thank God. I am actually, I was actually on a sick leave. I had some problem with my vision, so I was actually on sick leave. And I'm not actually working now because of my condition. I'm not working, but I've always tried hard to make ends meet for my children. And because I'm a single parent, and I've always tried to make ends meet for my children. And at the same time, I've been sponsoring some charity programs at the church that I normally attend. And that I work with street children, those who take drugs, marijuana, and homemade brews, steam. Those children, I see them on the street. I try to, I've arranged and funded the program with the church pastor that we give them a meal, 2 meals in a fortnight, in a month, I mean, 2 meals in a month to give them a good meal. And that eventually came and stopped when I was away from my own medical situation. And I really felt that I needed to do that to get those young people on the road to see what life is there for them, what life can offer to them. And now that when I joined there, when I signed into ONPASSIVE, I see the great opportunity for continue to funding this. And I'm so grateful. I think me personally, I would say that it's a prayer answered because I always try to reach out to, though I am a widow, single parent with my children trying to make ends meet, but then when I see children and people on the street without food or without good clothes, I try to reach out in a little way that I always did. And when ONPASSIVE came on and when David introduced that to me, I could see the opportunity that I could even reach out furthermore with the church programs that I do. And it was a pity it came to a stop. I couldn't continue to fund the program for providing at least 2 good meals in a month. That's what I normally did when I was in good health and I was still working back in the province. But when I went away to our national capital city for my own medical reason, that program came to a stop. And I really had, my heart was really down. But with ONPASSIVE now, I am assured. And I thank God. And I always say that it's a God-given business to Papua New Guinea. And I thank God that this business came to Papua New Guinea. And thank you, Marty. I'd like to thank you for bringing the link into Papua New Guinea and giving it to David. And David, I know him from back when he was a bank branch manager here in my province. He was the bank branch manager here, and I got to know him and Susan Bakau back then. And I know he's a man who reaches out to people. He tries to share, and sharing is caring. So that's what he did, and he brought me on board. And I'm so glad today that I have signed up for this. And in fact, I signed. I think all my family members. I'm from a very big family, but I signed almost all of them under myself, just to give them something to live on with. So I'm thankful to ONPASSIVE, and this truly business is all about love. And all other companies in the world, maybe if I can say this, they were all greedy, I should say. They made us all, humanity suffer. We continue to pay for what we are using, and then the richer get richer and the poor get poor. But thank God for this business that's come on. And I would like to thank especially Asma Farah for his big heart, for having humanity in his heart to share with us the ingredient of love. It's all circulated within love and reaching out to humanity, the unreached and the poor. And I thank God for this, and I thank all the leaders, and thank you, all our overseas friends. I'm not calling you all by name, but we appreciate you coming on board and encouraging us. And we thank you for this. Thank you very much. That's all I have to say. And thank you.
Thank you, Joanna. I think we're coming close to time. So we'll take any one of our panelists here have a question. Our PNG panelist, if you have a question, you can ask. I'll just leave this short 5 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes. We can ask some questions. Yes, Luke, go ahead, Luke.
Thank you, David. Question, Michael Ellis can answer this question. It's all about multiple accounts. Now we are told that the multiple accounts, you can do it. You can put 20 people all under your multiple accounts. When I do that now, I see that in the profile records, it shows that I am the sponsor. I am also the email. My email is also the sponsor. So my question is, all those records in that multiple account, that I can use to later on transfer all my accounts to each individual co-founders as per the record that shows in the profile. Is that okay with the system that we are trying to create? Mike, if you can just...
Yeah, Luke, are you talking about you having more than one account, having multiple accounts?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, and in ONPASSIVE, you can have as many accounts as you want.
Yes.
And all you have to do is have an original email that's not used in ONPASSIVE to open up on another account. And there are some advantages to that. when you have multiple accounts and we launch to the world and you have your wallets, you can link all of those accounts to one particular account, maybe the first one you got in with. So you don't have to service all either 5 or 10 or 15 or 20. We have people that have as many as 200 accounts in ONPASSIVE. I don't know if I'm answering you.
Yes.
Okay.
That's correct, because in PNG, we are connecting these people we're talking about, the market mama, and they don't have any idea of how they're going to connect all these accounts into their own wallets. So if we can make them into, the leaders can make them into multiple accounts, as you say, create it all for them and later on transfer to them.
Yeah. If you have 5 or 10 accounts, you can take all of those accounts, and ONPASSIVE will automatically put it in the first account you have. So you don't have to manage all 5 or 10 accounts. ONPASSIVE will do that for you. And obviously, if you have 5 or 10 accounts and ONPASSIVE starts driving traffic for you, they are going to build all 5 or 10 accounts. Now, when we talk about multiple accounts, it's not necessary. When you come into ONPASSIVE and you have one account, just one account, ONPASSIVE is here to build wealth for everybody. And over time, I don't care what your goal is in the back of your mind, what you want to make, whether it's 500 a month, 1,000, 5,000, 10,000, 20,000 a month. Over time, everybody here is going to get to that place. Marty talks about the number of millionaires that have been created with other companies. And there's one company that created like 40,000 millionaires in that company. ONPASSIVE, they are going to pale compared to ONPASSIVE. I believe if you're a founding member in ONPASSIVE today, and I shouldn't say this, and I'll probably get in trouble for it, but I believe everybody here over time has that potential to be a millionaire, million bucks a year. And that's about 83,000 a month. That's such a large number. You don't need to focus on that. If your goal is to make 500, 1,000, whatever it is, that's a really, really low bar. And as we look at ONPASSIVE and what they're doing, multiple accounts, yeah, it will get you there quicker. We've got some people doing some really, really imaginative things with multiple accounts. But again, if you have multiple accounts, you have to fund them. So when we launch, you have to pay the membership fee. And not all people can have 10 accounts and pay that fee. And you don't need it. One account will get you to where you want to go. If you have multiple accounts, God bless you. I mean, you're in a good place. But I always recommend you share ONPASSIVE too, because there are so many people out there, and we've talked about them today, that don't have a way forward. And poverty, it really is universal. It doesn't matter if it's Papua New Guinea or if it's Denver, Colorado. Poverty is poverty, and a lot of people need what we have. And when they understand it, all of a sudden they start thinking, well, maybe my life is going to change. Maybe I can get in a different situation. And I can tell you the answer to that is, yeah, absolutely. Luke, I hope that answered your question. If not, beat me up a little bit.
Yes. It's all to do with helping others. The ones we have connected, some of them don't even have connectivity. It's all of word of mouth. They said, get me in, pay the $97. Okay, we are going to go through the process of paying the subscription fees. So the way I see it, if we are to help these people who cannot do it themselves, it's all multiple accounts, treated as multiple accounts. And then when it's done, you can really transfer it to the original owner of the account, the co-founder.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let me add something to that too. If you have multiple accounts and the company launches, you could take your first original account, probably going to make money. I should say apples, because that's what I said. But it's going to make apples first. you can take that money and transfer it to your second account and help that account get going. Then you can transfer it from that account to number 3, number 4, number 5. You'll be able to transfer within your accounts. You'll also be able to help your neighbor. If they need help, like they're short a little bit, you can send it to them. I think a lot of that's going to happen. The other thing is, originally there was a 7-day free trial for everyone all the time. But in the beginning, for founders, there's going to be a window that's longer than 7 days because he knows some people have many accounts. He knows that some people remember or believe there was a $25 fee at one time, and he knows now it could be $200. So you're going to have a bigger window, maybe 30 days or even more, to fund your account. And you can use one account to fund the next account. So I think everybody's going to be safe. I mean, I wouldn't go out and get 500 accounts if you can't afford it. Don't do anything you can't afford. But the initial startup, there's going to be a leeway for people to get things funded. Now, after it's running and a new person comes in, like a reseller, there's no reason he wouldn't have the money because he's coming into a running company. Right now, we're pre-launch, so we're going to have a little bit of a window to get things going. Ash is going to give us that time. Don't worry. He said he'll leave nobody behind. So.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Hey, David, let me answer Emily's question real quick about the identification you need. I don't really know how that's going to work in Papua New Guinea, but I know Ash is working on that. And as far as we launch to the world and you start to get money in your wallet, ONPASSIVE will never take that away from you. You might not get your identification for a week or a month or 3 months. And if you come back in 3 months and there's 10 grand in there, ONPASSIVE is going to leave it there. They're never going to take it out. So as that gets worked out, and I'm sure it's going to be worked out before the hard launch of ONPASSIVE. But as you work that out and money starts to accumulate in your wallet, don't worry about losing that money. ONPASSIVE will never take anything away from us, period.
Wow.
Thank you, Mike. Thank you. I think that was the fear a lot of our people had because of our ID system in the country is quite poor at the moment. So in order to open a bank account, people have to have a proper government ID in order to open a bank account. And our national identification system is I can't say too many things about it, but anyway, that's good. That's the assurance that they want to know. So that so long as the money is sitting in their account, whatever that's accumulating is sitting there, they will have access to it when they eventually get around to fixing their ID. And the other thing, Emily, I think we will have a facial recognition method, or so we have to have access to a proper good phone so that it will capture the facial image as part of the identification or authority to allow you to have access to your wallet. So that is one of the things that's being included in our identification. Can you just confirm that, Mike, please?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah, go ahead,
right.
Marty.
You're right. What will happen is even some phones from Apple now, to verify who you are, you can put a password in, or you hold it up to your face and it tells you, look up, look right, look left, like you're in you just got arrested. It gets a profile of your face, it takes a picture and it remembers it. So when you go in to do something as far as money goes, you would put your face up to your phone and it will take a picture and say, yes, that's David, or yes, that's Emily, or whoever. It will know. There's other different things too. There's codes that they can send. In other words, you go in and it says, give me the code, and the code will be sent to your email. You grab the code, you send it, you write it in, and you're the only one that could have possibly have that code, and it lets you in. There's a few things they can do besides just a card. I think there'll be more than one option. It'll be very, very secure, but you want it to be secure because you don't want anybody to try to get into your account. So, yeah.
Continuation.
Another question?
Fred, me completing pastor.
Okay, go ahead.
There's
Luke.
one more. There's one more. You're saying that ONPASSIVE will not take your money away from your own wallets, but that only happens after you have paid your subscription fee. Is that correct?
Yeah, you're right, Luke, but that's not a problem. The amount of money that's going to be coming in from ONPASSIVE, the monthly fee that's going to have to be paid is going to be minimal. And whatever's left will go into that wallet. And if you don't have the ID that's required, it's just going to sit there for you. And there's, you know, I just don't ever think there's going to be a deficit there, especially for the people that are on this Zoom, on this webinar. Yeah, what Ash is doing, it's massive, guys. It really is massive. And if by chance you get in, let's say you get in today and next month you're short just a little bit, you don't get penalized for that. They just pause your account until the money's there, and then you pay the fee, and whatever is left over you take out. But I think that's a very, very rare instance that will happen. But no, they will take the fee out of what's in the e-wallet monthly, and what's left is yours. And I believe there'll always be more than is necessary to pay that monthly fee.
Exactly. And if you are a little short, Luke, picture this. Even if they pause your account, the people under you, next to you, above you aren't paused. So money's still flowing into your wallet. Once you get 100 apples, okay, your pause shuts off. You're back in gear again, right? I mean, so it's not, and like Mike said, it doesn't go anywhere. I mean, your Apple card is filling with apples. If you don't have enough on the 30th day, the 31st day, you might. It doesn't just freeze. The money doesn't go around you. It just has to fill out that cart. And once you have your 100, and even if it did happen, it'll be one time. And the next month, you're going to have a bunch of carts of apples way past what you need to pay your fee. I believe 100%. So, yeah, but you're right. But the neatest thing about the business is they don't leave you. It doesn't go, oh, Luke's paused. We're not going to give him any more money. Let's keep going. No, what you would normally be getting, you're still getting. You just can't take it out until you paid your monthly fee. And that's going to always be building at a certain pace. The bigger the company gets, the more people under you, the faster it builds. But there'll be days where your next 6 months fees, you got way past what you need. Okay. Way past. Yeah, it should be fine.
Now there will be days, and I'll stay with the Apple analogy. There will be days where you have a deficit of 2 apples, and the next day you've got 100 apples, or 1,000 apples, or 10,000 apples. This thing is going to move so fast that on a daily basis, it's just going to be very, very exciting, Luke. It really is.
Thank you.
Yeah, as time goes, you'll be drinking apple cider, and you'll have apple sauce, apple pie. You're just going to be loaded with apples.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, we have a question from the panel, from the audience. So just asking, that's from Narelle from Australia. Just asking, so if we have a multiple accounts, because we have bought some extras for family, are we still able to transfer the account to them? She said, I thought I heard that we cannot change an email for privacy reasons.
No.
Yeah, go ahead, Mike. You got it.
Yeah. If you buy because we've all done this. I bought for my family. Marty's bought for his. We've all bought accounts for our family members who are just too dunce to know what's happening. So we've done that for them, and we can transfer those accounts anytime we want. And all we have to do, and they can keep the email that's there. They just have to go in, change the name. And obviously when ONPASSIVE starts paying money, they have to tell ONPASSIVE who they are and have their, for their country. For us, you would have to put in your social security number or your business number to get the money so ONPASSIVE can report to the government. And that's another thing. When we talk about taxes, guys, taxes is not a problem. I mean, when you're making X amount of apples, lots and lots of apples, you don't mind paying taxes. That's pretty much what it is. And we want people to pay taxes. This is legit. It's honest. We want people to pay taxes and then take the rest of the money and go on vacation.
Thank you. Thank you, Mike, for that. I think we'll wrap it up from here. We've been here a while, and Marty's way past his bedtime. So,
Fred?
If we
David,
have
there
any
is just
more...
one question, if I can, if
Okay,
I may.
Freddie. Yep. Go ahead.
Okay, well, it's either Marty or Mike can help. All I need is just a brief narrative. My situation is a lot of the mothers that are joining have got no clue on online marketing. I mean, doing business online. So am I. I haven't done anything online. So the common question I get is, how do we make money? Well, you're telling us that the computer will do the work, but are you able to, all we know is we just say hello, we send a text, we take a selfie. That's all they know and all we know. But when it comes to business and when you say the tools are going to work for you, are you able to give me, say, one or two narratives that I can share with them so that when they go in, a lot of them fear their husband saying, what are you into? You don't know anything about his business and you put in some money into it. You tell me, how is this business going to make money for you?
Let me say something.
If you're able to provide a short narrative that can help, I think they will appreciate that. And
Yeah,
go ahead, Marty.
Mike can polish up this
The tools will be used mostly by the
done.
big companies. Yeah, the tools, I tell them, a lot of the tools we want to use because the big companies will use.
Yeah.
How can I help them to understand the uses of those tools by the big companies will make you money?
Here's what's going to happen. Fred, I'll explain. I'll give you an example. Two richest women in the United States are the sisters of the person that created Walmart. It's a huge store. I don't even know if you guys know what Walmart is in Papua New Guinea, but it's huge. Okay. They're multi-billionaires. They have never shopped in Walmart in their entire life, but they are collecting money from Walmart. If you're in this business, you don't need to use the tools. You don't need to look at the tools. You don't need to do any of that. We are because we're marketers, but some people aren't. Every time a customer buys a tool, uses a tool, and I'm talking about what Ash is showing on the ecosystem, every time somebody buys one, whether it's a company, a man, a woman, a business, whatever, and that customer falls underneath one of the women in Papua New Guinea, they get a percentage of the money that that person spent to use that tool. They don't have to do any of that. They have to have zero experience. If you got a nickel, if you owned a store, and every time somebody walked past the cash register, you got $1. You don't have to buy everything in the cash register. You don't even buy anything in the store. They own part of the cash register. They don't need to have everything in the store. They don't have to use anything in the store. They own the business. The business sells, the company sells for them, puts the people under them, gives them the customers, and they just get a piece of the apple pie every time somebody buys something. It's that simple. They don't have to do anything. I can see why they're scared. Oh, I don't know if a customer comes in The company takes care of the customer. They support them. They get them the stuff. They train them. They give them. You don't have to do nothing. Absolutely nothing. Everything's done for you. You're paying the company for you to be successful. You do nothing. You don't have to use the tools. You have to look at the tools. I know what these tools are because I use them. But there's a lot of people in Onpassive, a lot of women, a lot of people here. You're just consider yourself a shareholder of the biggest company in the world. You don't have to buy all the stuff. You're part of the business. You're paying them to do the work for you. That's it. Mike, you can fix that if you want.
It's a really good analogy, Fred. The Walmart ladies that really own Walmart, they never do anything in Walmart. The ladies that you're talking to, another good thing that you can tell them is, as you come into Onpassive, you are actually paying Onpassive to go to work for you. So although you're not doing anything, you're actually outsourcing the work you should do to them. And because of their expertise, they're going to be able to put all this together for them. They're going to be able to bring customers in, and they're going to manage all of this. So again, you're outsourcing to Onpassive to build your business. And that's what they're here for. Really, that's the genius behind Onpassive. If Onpassive were not doing it this way, I would not be in Onpassive. In other words, if I couldn't bring my grandmother in, who's not with us anymore, but if she were, if I couldn't bring her in and have her be successful, I would not be here. But it doesn't matter who you are, you're coming in, you're hiring Onpassive, they are now almost your employee, and you're outsourcing the work to them. So if you add those two analogies together, I think it paints a pretty good picture for them, and you can play with it a little bit. Maybe the terminology, that type of thing, to get them to understand what's happening here.
Yes, thank you, Mike. I think that really helps. I reconfirms my help to them in that manner and in that language. I think the fear is that they would be at the losing end with their husband. So I've told them, okay, let's do a deal. Bring in your husband or invite me to your place. Let's have a chat with your husband. So I think that will help.
And if they're having problems with their husbands, have them call me. I'll take care of the husbands.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. Well, I hope my other colleagues, if you're having the same sort of situation and trying to help your people understand, I think Mike, you and Mari's explanation is very simple. You don't have to say too much. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I mean, the beauty of the company is you're paying them to do the business for you, and then you get we only pay them once. The next time you pay them, it comes out of the profits that they built for you. It's beautiful. You pay them to do it once, and they pay you over and over and over and over, and their own funds to pay them comes out of profits that they built for you. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing.
Absolutely. Thank you.
I have a request from. You finished, Fred?
Sorry, no, just one last question. With the with the marketing campaign, with the number of people that you will have on your team, we will qualify for that when you have people on your team. If we have 3, we get 1 each for the month, right? 1 person for each month of.
No, here's what will happen, Fred. There's no guarantee exactly how many we will get.
Right.
But just an example. If they brought in 50%, so that means if we had 500,000 people total, they would bring in another 250,000 people, and they would be spread out between the 500,000. Okay, so you might have 5 people on your team. They could all get 1 each. That would double your team. That would double everybody's team. That's amazing. I don't know that will happen, but I do believe you'll see an impact, total impact on your team, you know, I don't think it may not be 1-for-1, which would be amazing. I'm not saying it won't be, but I wouldn't look for that. I mean, I think really big numbers would even be 50% to 1. So if you had 10 people and they brought in 5 to your group, that's amazing. But I don't know. I really don't know. But to think it will double everybody's team, I wouldn't think so. But so far, ONPASSIVE has amazed me. So I don't know. I think after the launch is when you're going to see the explosion, because after the launch, it's not going to be just paid. It's going to be viral. People are going to be asking, what is ONPASSIVE? By the millions. By the millions. People will wake up one morning with 5,000 people in their downline and won't know where they came from.
Okay.
That could happen.
Great.
That could also happen in the soft launch, Fred. There are a lot of variables here, but yeah, you could wake up one morning and have 100, 200, 5,000. It just depends on where you land and what's happening above you. So yeah, there are a lot of variables there, but it will be good. It'll all be good.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, I have a request from Joe Urambari. Hi, Joe. Joe is hooking up with his people in this rural place. It's got about 50 odd plus people listening to a boombox, through a boombox connected by Bluetooth to a phone. So he's just sent a message in here. He said, can you explain a little bit about the recent launching of the Academy? What does the Academy does? Just a little bit about the Academy.
Yeah, it's a really, really big deal. The launch of Academy is the first product of ONPASSIVE that's going to be launching. And its market cap is about $225 billion. That's the revenue they produce over a year. And ONPASSIVE, what they're releasing, and I haven't seen it yet, Marty might have, but it's going to be extraordinary. And all of these teachers throughout the world, and I guess the biggest market right now is India, but it's really worldwide. And as people that teach, whether it's teachers or painters or plumbers or auto mechanics, as they come in and start to use this online educational platform, who's that? Emily, turn your mic off. There you go. Yeah, it really is one of those products that really is massive. And I will be doing a video on the actual product, but I can tell you it's one of those products that's going to make a major impact in ONPASSIVE as far as bringing business in. Again, it's all about volume, and that volume coming in and landing underneath us. So it's a really, really big deal. And it's one product, guys. I believe Ash will be releasing at least one, maybe two, maybe three products a week. And when we start to look at all these products, we're just in a really, really good place to take advantage of all of that. Marty, I don't know if you have more about Academy.
Just a couple scenarios, like let's say somebody wants to learn French, and there's a French teacher in France that speaks English or Pidgin, and they're teaching French. They can set up a class, and people in ONPASSIVE can go to the Academy and say, I want to learn how to speak French. They click a button, there's a price, they pay the teacher, and it sounds like a little bit of money, maybe $10 a month, but if you had 20,000 customers paying you $10, it's a lot of money. It could make teachers a lot more money, because I don't know about Papua New Guinea, but teachers in America, in comparison to other businesses, are not paid like they should be. Our country's backwards. They pay sports people millions of dollars because they can shoot a basketball or catch a football, but people that teach our children, they pay them peanuts. But this can change all of that. Even like my grandchildren live with me and they do schooling at home on a laptop, and they're using Microsoft. They have one called Meet, M-E-E-T, and it's not very good. It's not user friendly. But if our school takes Academy, they can be on one side with a board and write things. The kids can interact and erase it. And let me tell you the beauty of Academy. It has face recognition. So if the student is playing around or looking down or not looking ahead, the face recognition can tell, and it tells the teacher, Freddie's sleeping or Freddie's not paying attention, and she can say, Freddie, what are you doing? And he looks up. That's all. That's AI. Most of these technologies out there don't have that, and Academy will have that. That's a big deal. A really, really big deal for everybody.
Marty,
and
Marty, if I could just ride on your coattails there for a second, just to explain maybe a little bit more of the face recognition part of it. I've spent the last 4 years with General Motors, and Cadillac has a product which is called Super Cruise. And it's kind of that same technology, and what it's designed for, and this is a semi-autonomous driving car, so it'll drive itself. But if the driver, if his head goes down for any length of time, the car itself now will slow it down, move it over to the side of the road and park it. So that is the same type of technology that we are using in Academy.
Yeah.
Very good. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's excellent. Thank you so much. Okay, I think that basically sums up the Academy product for the time being. We are going to close this off. So because I know you guys need to sleep, we are just approaching our evening dinner time now. So I see Sherry and Thierry. Thierry is from France. He's here. So I'll just give 1 or 2 minutes to each one of them to say hello to us, and then we can close up. Thank you. And even David Switzer. You go first, Sherry.
Sure, you bet.
Bonsoir. Sherry, yes. Go on.
Thank you so much. Anyway, I'm enjoying your guys' stories, and I can see why you're blowing up so well, Papua New Guinea, David. You are running an awesome, the people there are just so awesome. I'm not going to share my story because I know it's late right now. You can find me on the Julie and Milo show, and I'm excited to hear many more of your guys' stories. And if anybody needs any help in any way, I'm here for you too as well. So back over to you, David. Thank you so much for having me on the show. Thank you, Marty, for inviting me. I appreciate this highly from the bottom of my heart. Thanks.
Thank you, Sherry.
Thank you, Sherry.
Thank you. Thierry?
Yeah, David, bonsoir. Hello, everybody from France.
Bonsoir, bonsoir.
Bonsoir.
Nice, a quick shot to my people who are working hard to grow PNG there. Thanks, David, for the team there in Papua New Guinea, and I think it will grow faster now that the products are there. So yes, I'm really happy because I'm working since 3 years with Papua New Guinea people, and finally we have something that is working for everybody, everyone there. So same as Sherry, if you want to know me more, you go back to Julie and Milo show. You will see my video from last week. And yes, connect on Facebook, connect everywhere, and yeah, I guess my team in PNG will be growing faster now that we are connected. Good. Thank you, David. Thank you all, and have a good evening there in Papua New Guinea.
Thank you, Thierry. Dave and Angelique, share with us.
Guys hear me? Hey, wow, you guys want me to talk? I hardly ever talk. Yeah, I'm happy to be here. I am enjoying all your stories, and you know what? I think ONPASSIVE is coming at the right time due to this coronavirus stuff, and I think it's going to be a good thing for all of us, and it's going to give you that little bit of security with that ONPASSIVE coming in. So, yeah, I really enjoy all your stories, and you're a great bunch of people. Thank you.
Thank you, Dave Switzer. Dave, Angelique.
Yeah, thank you, David. Appreciate it. And yeah, you guys, being the last one here, wow, that's a tough act to follow. Everybody has done such a great job here tonight, and this is my second international webinar today. And you know, we all have the same basic story. You know, we may speak different languages, but we speak one language. We speak the language from the heart, the language of love. And I think that is one of the things that I have found since joining ONPASSIVE is you know, how this community that we have that's worldwide can focus on one single thing. And you know, like I had said this afternoon, I think everybody comes in at the beginning looking at making money. But the longer that you are in ONPASSIVE, the more you learn about the charity aspects that Ash wants everybody to join in. For myself, I'm single, I'm by myself, I've never had children. So how much money do I really need? You know, and there's going to be a pile of money that's going to take care of my bucket list and my new bucket list. My new bucket list is a charity bucket list. And I spent 24 years as a director of marketing and public relations for the Medicine Hat Tigers Hockey Club. And over that time, I helped many charities raise money at hockey games. And I'm going to continue that. And a lot of it has to do with children's charities. Not having my own, but having, you know, nieces and nephews and grandnieces and nephews, and that they're going to get taken care of too. And it all becomes charity of the heart. And that's a thing that I really enjoy, meeting all these wonderful people from around the world. And so that's it for me for tonight. And thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Dave. Thank you. All right, I'll wrap this webinar up. Thank you very much. I just want to say thank you to Mike Ellis for making his time available, and Mati, thank you very much for bringing our international guest onto the panel with us. We love you all, and I want to say thank you to all my leaders here on the panel, and also those who couldn't make it on here, but they are listening, they are watching somewhere around the provinces. Thank you to all the participants, those of you who remained until we started off with, we went up to 143 and we're down to 88. We're gonna close with 88. So it's a perfect number, 88. Thank you very much. And we see you again next time when we host another of our Papua New Guinea webinars. Bye-bye, everyone. We are all in it to win it.
Yes. See you guys. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye, Chris.
Bye, guys.
Bye, Chris. We'll have a cup of coffee. We will have a cup of coffee, Chris.
I can't wait for that.